Oh,
is
I'm lying
you're
about the measuring
making
of
it up.
curvature. So who's measured the curvature then? Exactly. Been lied to. Nobody
By
knows.
you. You are lying to me right now. That's
Okay,
correct.
who? Name one person who's measured curvature.
I don't know any one by name. That's irrelevant. Oh my god, you're such a dumbass.
How bad must you feel? Like,
Not at all.
if someone
Why is it
said to me,
always about feelings with you? Why can't you
because
stay on
I just
point?
feel awful.
The
Like,
point was you are making shit up.
if
Why do
I
you have to talk about other people's emotions?
if I
Stay
said
on
someone
point,
had measured
Kimo.
the flat Earth,
Stay on point.
if I say someone's measured the flat Earth, and then you say who, show me, and I'm like,
No, I don't
what?
care who did it. I care about
Well,
the
somebody
measurements.
has. I know that somebody has measured the flat Earth, but
I don't care who did it. Just show me the measurements. But you're making shit up, and that was the topic.
well, we've got Google Earth. Without the
No,
animation part, it's flat Earth, right?
no. And Google also says Earth is a globe. So if you want to use Google, you have to use all of what they say.
We don't have to use the cartoon.
Yeah, you do actually. Yeah, you do. You're not. I'm not going to allow you to cherry pick your way through this.
Well,
So if you say Google, then we're done, and welcome to the globe.
Google Earth, not Google Globe.
Right. That's from Google. So welcome to the globe, Kimo. Unless you have another argument besides Google.
Welcome to a globe that has no measurement.
Irrelevant. Google says Earth is a globe. So if you say Google, welcome to the globe. You have to try something else.
It's a globe because I say so.
No, that Google says so, and you said Google. You used Google as your argument, so that means you're a glober now.
Well, it means that Google used real pictures and then animation. What are you going to choose, the animation or the real picture?
Irrelevant. Google says Earth is a globe.
It's relevant. That's the point.
No, it isn't actually. You're trying to make it relevant, but it's not.
It's relevant.
Because it's relevant doesn't make it relevant at all. Google says Earth is a globe. You use Google as your argument, which means you're a glober.
You know Google can go to a flat map, right?
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant. Oh my god. This is what I mean. It's just too emotional for you guys. You've invested
No,
too
it's
much.
not emotional at all. You're the one laughing like a little schoolgirl. I'm just pointing out
let's cry
you're
together.
not making any sense and you're bringing up irrelevant stuff. And you're using Google as an argument, which says Earth is a globe.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does, actually.
Show
Yeah,
me.
it does.
Show me Google Earth as a globe.
No, you know how to use Google.
That is an animation.
You know how to use Google,
It's
Kimo.
animation.
I don't care.
It's on the homepage, Kimo. You've been shown it many times. It's
Yes,
literally
animation. Animation. Zoom in if you want real pictures. That's...
And by the way, Kimo, you had another lie.
Oh.
The map on Google Map or Google Earth does not work on a flat.
No, because I'm going to go with the Pac-Man. I'm going with the Pac-Man sun. I don't think the sun is the same sun that comes around and around.
Talking about Earth.
There's no evidence of the same sun circling the entire Earth.
Talking about Earth, not the sun. You're jumping. Stay on topic.
I'm used to this. He's scared of my boat. I understand. Sailboats are scary.
But what's your point?
That you like.
He was talking about the sun, weren't he? Look, Globers, you're all confused. We're not.
No, you are confused. Someone addressed your flawed argument about Google Earth and you start running towards the sun. You're a dumbass and liar.
Google Earth is flat. How many times should I tell you this?
No, it isn't. And even if it was, that's irrelevant. Google says Earth is a globe.
Well, how do you know it's a globe?
Says it's a globe.
Where's the evidence that it's a globe?
Yeah, it does actually say.
Exactly. There is no evidence whatsoever that the Earth is a globe.
So if you use Google as your argument, you're a glober.
No, I use Google because when you zoom in beyond the animation, you get real images of the Earth. And you should use those real images, not the CGI fake animated part.
They're all digital, which means it is computer generated.
Yeah, but they're real photographs. Like click.
It's digital, which means it's computer generated.
But it's still a real photograph. I can go on Google Earth to those places.
Yes, and
So it's a real picture. It represents reality. Now that animation, we can't go anywhere in the world to see that curvature. That doesn't represent reality.
irrelevant.
The fact that it's just all a cartoon is irrelevant. We're going to believe in the ball still, right?
You're assuming it's a cartoon, and again, Google says Earth is a globe.
Google uses animation.
Irrelevant.
How is this irrelevant?
Because Google says Earth is a globe.
No, it doesn't.
And as a drink of Kool-Aid said, those things don't fit on a flat surface.
What doesn't fit? Of course they fit. Everything fits.
The whole Google Earth thing, no, it doesn't.
Why doesn't it fit? What's wrong?
Doesn't fit on a flat surface.
Explain why. What's broken?
It doesn't fit.
It's just incredulity. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, I don't know. I'm sure somebody somewhere has done something somehow.
No.
No? What is
No.
it?
Well, you're making shit up, you're lying, and you're cherry-picking your way through Google Earth, which is not working for you.
So you want to go with animation as your world?
Irrelevant.
That's what I'm asking. You're going with the animation, yeah?
Irrelevant.
How do you know you want a ball apart from the animation?
Well, you use Google as an argument, so Google says Earth is a globe.
Yeah, Google's map tells us on the flat map that it's flat.
No, actually, no.
Did you click the options to change from globe to flat?
Irrelevant. Mm-hmm.
The globe side is just show. Oh, I did mute him, Hannah. I think that was yesterday. Because what was happening,
No. You forgot about me. I was doing now. I was on the mic all day, and you wanted to nick it off me. So you stole it. Just fucking admit it.
What's the evidence for the globe towel?
You know, it's a big round thing. And
What's the evidence? Point me directly to evidence.
Evidence? It's
Yeah.
a ball that you stood on.
Yeah, evidence. Provide it.
The perspective of which you see the horizon is apparent.
Yeah, but where's the
all that.
evidence to support your claim?
For what? Yesterday?
No, for the globe.
Oh, the globe, right. All right. And the evidence is stood right in front of me for yesterday.
Where? Provide it. Post it. Timestamp.
Well, it was yesterday that. No, I can't do it today. I've got
Timestamp for
it
the
all.
evidence. Where's the evidence that we're on a ball, curving, spinning, flying through space, town?
I've deleted all them pictures off my desktop now.
Okay, so what are we going to do?
I have to fucking find some more, won't I?
Go on then.
Give me a second.
Okay. That's what we're talking about, is that the evidence for the globe is very few and far between, if any at all. Now, we've been told somebody's measured the Earth curvature. Turns out, not one person. I mean, this is how crazy this world is. Not one. Nobody at any time throughout history has ever measured Earth curve. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for, and that's why we press you so much, because we know, as flat earthers, that you've never done it. So as long as we keep asking and exposing that no one's actually made measurements, that will help the flat earth increase. We want to see more people come to the flat earth. I know you guys are very strict and strong in your view, but that's okay. As long as you say what we've heard today from Pudsey, Ed. Oh, it's been done. Somebody's done it. I believe in animation. I believe in Google because you said Google Earth. You're a glober because you're a...
Emo, you're lying about me. Don't lie about me.
What is the evidence for the globe?
You're lying about me. Don't do that.
Okay, so what is the evidence?
Don't say
I apologize.
Don't say I believe in animation and all that crap.
Alright, I apologize. Where's the real empirical evidence for the globe?
Well, you used Google, and again, Google says Earth is a globe. Why do you have to laugh like a little schoolgirl each time you're cornered by your own words?
You just said I was lying, and then you went straight back to Google. The animation.
Yes, because you used Google as an argument, and that says Earth is a globe.
No, Google show Earth is
Yeah,
flat.
no, Kimo, I already told you, you can't cherry pick your way through this. Google says Earth is a globe. You used Google as your argument.
Yes.
That means you're a glober.
No, it means we
Yeah,
can.
it does
means
actually.
we can remove the animation and see what's left.
Irrelevant.
You see, this is funny. How is this not funny?
You can get all emotional about it, as you often do, but that's irrelevant too.
So look, Google fake the Earth by drawing and painting an animation. All right. Now we both know.
I thought you said they use real pictures.
Yeah, when you zoom in, not the globe.
So only when you want it to be real. I see. And you have, what evidence do you have for this?
What? Well, you zoom in and it's real, and you zoom out, it's animation.
Evidence for all of those claims, please.
Google tell you.
No. Go ahead. Evidence.
Yeah, Google tell you.
No. I want to see that they say that. Show me where they say that.
They say
don't tell me about it.
They say it's Photoshop because it has to be.
No, that's a NASA quote. So you're lying again.
NASA and Google,
nice try,
Google work together.
Nice try, but I'm too smart for you.
NASA and Google are owned by the same company.
So just show me where they say that.
NASA and Google are owned by the same company.
Stop flapping your lips and show me.
What company is that? Google.
BlackRock.
Kimo?
BlackRock.
What company?
BlackRock.
You're crazy, kid.
And let me get the video for you. I'll show you. That only 2 groups own all of the institutions in the world. Every single one of them. Let me get you the link.
Oh no.
Yeah. 1 second.
No. Google owns Google.
The elusive they who control all. Every single company.
You're talking about Alphabet?
No. I'm gonna post.
That's who owns Google.
So this guy breaks it down how every company, like all of these, General Dynamics, Science, Oils, Pharma, Weapons.
He's lying.
Lockheed Martin. Lockheed, yes. Weapon makers, oil, immigrant prisons, ExxonMobil, everything. Rainforest, Boeing Defense, nuclear weapons.
Flat earther.
What?
He's a flat earther.
No. The companies.
Kimo, that's your video. Why would we care about your video?
Because these 2 companies, own everything. NASA, they own Google, all together.
He's full of shit.
What?
I said he's full of shit.
Look at the video then. There's the information there. It's up to you if you want to see.
Watch a video from someone who thinks the Earth is flat.
No, he's
Are
not
you
a
kidding
flat.
me?
He's not a flat earther.
Yes, he is.
Oh, I didn't know that. How do you know that?
Because he says it right in his description.
He says he's a flat. This is my channel.
This is your channel.
I'm the flat earther. It's my channel. I'm the flat earther posting another guy talking about who owns the world. He doesn't mention flat earth in it. He just talks about who owns everything. From YouTube to Google to NASA to the military.
And who is he? Who's he?
Just a guy who did a bit of research. Here we go.
Just
look.
a guy. Who is he? Where's his channel?
Oh no, it wasn't on YouTube.
Well, if you only did a bit of research, surely you must have verified all of that.
Yes, you can Google BlackRock.
Where's your evidence for that, Kimo? How did you verify all of this?
All in the video.
Oh, so you made the video. It's not someone else's
video. I didn't make the video.
All right. Well, how did you verify all of what he says?
You can Google it.
Must be easy since it's only a bit of research.
You can Google it.
You don't cite him. Where's the video? His channel.
It's not about him. It's about the information.
Yes, it is about him. I want to see what his channel is.
Nothing to do with him. It's about BlackRock and Vanguard.
Oh, Kimo. Where is his channel?
He's not on YouTube.
Then he ain't got a
He's not on
channel,
YouTube.
does he, nugget?
He made a YouTube video. He's
No,
on YouTube.
I made that video. I put
That's
the background
Chemo's.
in.
That's Chemo's
I added the
mistake.
background in it, yeah. But he's just a guy giving out information
Where did you find him?
just on the internet.
In the dustbin somewhere.
The internet, huh?
Just on the internet.
Where on the internet? Who is he? What's his
Just
name?
in a forum. I have no idea who he is, what his name is. All I was to do was listen to the information.
Oh, then it's dismissed.
Well,
If you can't do any research on the guy, then
it's
forget
not
it.
the guy though. It's the information.
No.
Source.
It's not
no
the way
claim.
it works.
So he's explained to us how there are two companies, and all you got to do is look at those two companies and find out if they invest in everything.
Yeah, that's all fine. Where
Turns out that
so-
they
That
invest in
doesn't mean
everything.
they're owned. If I invest in Google, do I own it?
Depends how many shares you have in it.
Evidence is in the room.
Depends if you're the majority shareholder, Hannah.
Evidence Chemo is now in the room. Please look at the chat.
So these companies are the majority shareholders. Okay?
You can't buy shares in NASA, Chemo. Come on,
It's
you
the
know
part
better.
of the military, not a public entity.
It's not part of the military.
It's an arm of the military.
No, it
It's
isn't.
not an arm of the military.
Yes, they're all connected.
Oh, Chemo, no, you're not going to lie about NASA.
Look,
and get
Would
away
you
with
like
it.
the evidence, Chemo? We can start with the moon.
You can be incredulous all you like. End of the day, all of it is controlled by very few people. Those few people, we have the names. See, guys?
The moon, Chemo. We can start with that. Come on then, right? There's the evidence. Now, humanity knows quite positively that the moon is not a piece of cheese or a playful god. The phenomena that accompany it from mostly cycles of lunar
Nobody knows
eclipses.
that. We haven't left the Earth's atmosphere.
Oh, yes, we have. Sorry.
There's no evidence of leaving Earth's atmosphere.
Well, they built a Winnebago into some sort of like craft and stuck a few scaff pipes on it, stuck a rocket under it, and shot it up there. I saw that happen, but I don't know what happened after that. You know.
What we're looking for, Tao, is evidence that somebody's measured the curvature.
All right, let me have a look
Where
at
was
that.
it?
Ships on the horizon, varying star constellations.
No. Again,
Sticks.
the Earth. Who was measuring
Hang on.
the Earth's curvature?
Flat round. Here we go. I've got it. The phenomena caused by curvature of the Earth as well, and would not happen
How?
if the Earth was flat, because it can't.
Who has
Because it won't be
measured?
round then, would it, you nugget?
Who was measured? Who made measurements?
Okay. Ride a plane. Have you ever taken a trip, out of the country, specifying a long distance trip, you could notice two interesting facts about the planet and the Earth, yeah? Planes can travel in relatively straight line for a long time and not fall off any edges. They can also circle the Earth without stopping. Wow. If you look out the window of a transatlantic flight, you can see most of the time, see the curvature of the Earth on the horizon. The best view of curvature used to be on Concorde, but we can't do that now because Concorde's been scrapped. Right? So you can see pictures from the new plane, the Virgin Galactic. There you go. There are pictures of curvature from the new Virgin Galactic plane. They've been up there, taking pictures of the curvature.
How?
What?
Very simple.
How high up did they go?
Oh, hundreds of thousands of feet. They went over the Kármán line, then came back down again.
How high in miles is that?
Oh, about 470,000 feet. That'd be about 600 mile.
600 miles.
Yeah. You got 600 miles and had to come back down again.
Let me go check.
What a downer.
Look, Jerry, we're trying to figure out who's making these measurements. You know.
I don't know.
I've heard it's been done before, but
I've heard it's a radar dish that sends telemetry from and to the rocket through TXRX receiver of Wi-Fi, and then
How?
they
Can't you
crunch
just
that
Google?
data.
Can't you just
you know.
Can't you just Google it?
Well, it's easy just to tell you that it's telemetry data that's crunched, and they look at the telemetry
but,
data.
when
You know,
it comes to practical measurements,
that is the practical measurement.
Go on then,
It's a point to point.
Let's have a
It's
look.
a 3 point.
Let's see men at work then. Let's have a look.
Well, all you have to do is just look at a control room, like NASA's control room, and all the telemetry did.
Show me.
At NASA.
Let's have a look.
Hang on a minute. You just want to get rid of me again, don't you? I know what you're doing. Just behave.
Show me the measurements, Tal. Today's measurement day.
Today's measurements. Oh,
measurement day, yes.
Measurement
Surely
day. Hang on.
somebody should have measured the.
Just let me get me bloody ruler out. Hang on. You really think I'm going to do that with a ruler?
Not assumption day or presupposition day. It's
come on, I ain't got that telemetry.
Practical actual measurement day.
If you download their telemetry off the site, yeah, I can give you a few numbers and tell you what they mean.
Then? Post it then.
You just want to get rid of me, don't you? So I go and do something else. Yeah, I know what you're doing.
Try and find evidence for curvature is what I want.
No, that game don't work with me, Chemo.
Well,
sorry.
Try and find the evidence for curvature.
I'll have a look in a minute.
Do you even know what BlackRock is? What is it?
Yeah, of course. Investment.
What
groups.
is it?
Investment groups.
Investment firm. They manage people's investment.
Yes, not just them as well.
Just
Vanguard.
Just like Schwab and some other investment firms.
Yeah, not just BlackRock though. There was also Vanguard.
Yes, they manage people's investments.
Yeah, that's right. They control everything.
They don't control everything.
Well, 86% of all businesses or something like this. Like, I have to watch it again.
They don't own the businesses. They are investment management. They manage people's investments.
Yeah, they are managing. Exactly, the managers. All of these companies.
They don't own all that.
They manage.
Yes.
Right.
Said they own all these companies and NASA. That's not true.
By managing them, yes. They control what goes and what doesn't go on.
No, they manage people's money, basically.
There you go.
It's like UBI. When I used to invest through UBI, UBI didn't own my stocks. They managed my money.
No. BlackRock owns you and your stocks.
No, you're wrong. You don't know how it works, Chemo.
Yeah, it's explained in the video, and it's all there.
That young guy doesn't have any money. I wouldn't trust him.
It's not about him having money. It's about the people who own the world that we live in.
There you go, Chemo.
Yeah, investors own a lot of things. Yes, they do. They own a lot of parts of a lot of businesses.
So I'm explaining to
That's what the stock market is. That's how it works.
Fusely Jerry put that in for you. That galactic.
I mean, I own part of
Sir
Apple.
Richard Branson shit thing. Sorry to interrupt you there.
Well, now that height was 53 miles. Now that conflicts with what everyone's favorite astrophysicist said a couple of weeks ago. I could post that too. So how are we going to
go as far as the Kármán line?
Right.
Oh.
So our favorite astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson 2 weeks ago said that even from the height that Jeff Bezos was at, which was 63 miles, no one is seeing the curvature from that height. So how are we going to find out? So how are we going to find out who's lying?
He's not lying. I'm sure people took it out of context, like they take everything else out of context.
Well, I could post the whole video for you if you like.
Well,
I mean the ISS
can
only
you find of him saying, "Oh yeah, you can see curvature from this height."
That ain't working or what?
Yes, you can.
Where are those videos?
And the ISS does it every 90 minutes. You can see the curvature from there too.
That's the wide-angle lens, Hannah.
Chemo, you know better.
You understand the wide-angle lens, yeah? It gives the illusion.
You know better. The ISS, the people on there have shot the curvature of the Earth constantly.
Even though the scale model says you're not high enough.
They are high enough. You're conflating the facts. Sorry.
This is incredulity or Dunning-Kruger. The experts say you're not
You're
high
being
enough.
disingenuous.
Nothing to do with Dunning-Kruger, silly man.
Is this working?
Well, the experts have spoken, Hannah.
No, the experts are on fucking ISS.
Yeah.
which I got to see tonight. That was really cool. That thing really hauls ass. Because I had to run from one end of my property to the other to
Look, Hannah,
capture
end of the
it.
day, you've been lied to. You've got to get over the lie. Nobody has measured the curvature. Any
Yeah, why do you
visual
lie,
curvature
Chemo?
that
Why do you lie?
any visual, hold on there, Kool-Aid.
Lots of people have.
Hannah, any visual curvature you may have seen is down to wide-angle lenses. Now,
Why do you lie, Chemo?
Nope. Sorry.
Now,
Nope.
Hannah, the physics of... Hold on, Kool-Aid, I'll get you. Now, Hannah, the physics of water, yes, a body of water cannot conform around the exterior of an object without a force.
Well, it's a good thing that they're not.
Yeah, you got this water around the ball.
They're not on the exterior.
Yes, but gravity's not a force. We've come a long way, Hannah, since we used to speak. Okay, we've developed our arguments. Now, when we used to talk, we never had the black swan.
But all your
When we used to talk, gravity was a force, right? Now, gravity's not a force nowadays, and the acceleration.
The same. Newton's equations still work.
And it's changed.
Why don't you take some math classes, Chemo, and you might understand this stuff better.
Maths is not reality, Hannah.
Oh yes, it is.
No, you can't
Those are your
apply.
proofs.
Test. Yeah, that
Sorry,
works.
but you're wrong.
Maths is based on presuppositions. So, for example, you would say, if the Earth is this big, then the Sun should be that far. Let's calculate it.
You just take some courses in physics and math.
Look, I understand it's difficult.
It'll help you think more logically.
You've got to concede, Hannah. Got to concede there is no gravitational force.
After 8 years,
You're
I
in
know
denial.
your script, hon. I know your script.
You're in strong denial.
It's changed a little over the years.
Well,
but
again,
pretty much
the arguments have improved because, again, we didn't have... back then, we didn't know about the black swan. Back then, we didn't know about gravity not being a force. Back then, we thought gravity was a force and could do mechanical things. But today, the current science says it's not a force. Therefore, it can do no work. Therefore, it cannot hold objects to other objects, exterior-wise. Therefore, gas pressure cannot coexist adjacent next to a vacuum. So,
a good thing that this atmosphere can.
But not without gravity or a container, Hannah.
The atmosphere is the container.
Like I said, take some basic physics classes and you'll understand better.
Hannah, how do you have gas pressure without the container?
Hannah.
Don't look like that.
How do you have gas pressure without the container?
So funny.
You've got the sun on you.
Basic
There's
physics.
gas pressure without a container.
Alright, Hannah, we've come a long, long way since then. I mean, again, I remember those days. We were very novice. We were getting thrown around. We were like, oh, it's refraction. Oh, it's gravity. All those things. But time has shown that those arguments on the globe side are not strong. They don't hold water.
Yes, they are. They still are. Even Rumpus's
I've
arguments
turned that
still work.
flaming server off. You can hear me now, can't you?
You see globe Earth is spiraling more and more each day because, again, you cannot have gas pressure without a container, Hannah. This is very simple. Again, we didn't even realise that back then. Space...
It's a good one, Tao. The sun is a gas pressure without a container.
Again, that's a presupposition.
certainly is.
We don't know what the sun is. Nobody knows,
Yes, they
Hannah.
do.
There's a ball of helium and hydrogen that's burning in our...
That's what you were
universe.
told.
No, that's what it is.
That's
We've
what
sent
you were
probes.
told by your priests. There's no
we've
evidence
sent
of
probes this just a few years ago, and we measured
Exactly.
it.
Yeah, that's
we
what
know
you were
what
told.
it is now.
No evidence of this.
The probe, they're all over the internet. What are you on
You're
about?
just parroting what you were told as a
No,
child.
I'm not. I'm telling you what tests they've done now, and they've got actual results.
All right, provide it. Let's have a look.
Oh, let me have a look. Oh no, not again.
There we
What
go.
are you
Let's have a
like?
look. You
I
making
can't
any wild
remember the name of the probe now.
Any
What
wild
was the name of the probe?
claims?
They said-
Yeah, I don't
Shut
know
up.
as well.
Tao,
What was the
don't
name?
jump
What
through
was the
his
name
hoop.
of the probe?
It was
Forgot
the
the name
Parker
of it.
Solar. Parker
There you
Solar
go.
probe.
Thanks.
Tao,
It was
don't
called
jump through his hoop.
Parker Solar Probe. There you go.
He won't look at the evidence anyway.
You've been
It was
lied.
launched in 2018.
You've been lied to. You've been lied to.
Yeah, you've been lied to about
You've been lied
probes.
to about it.
You've been lied to by quantum eraser.
Right, spiraling, globe spiral. You're breaking down, guys.
No, sorry.
This is the globe breakdown, guys. I'm sorry.
There was observations of the outer corona of the sun, and it approached it within 9.8 solar radii from the center of the sun. Yeah, and by 2025, it will travel. The closest approach will be 690,000 kilometers, and the speed of light, or something like that. It said, I don't know, or the speed of light, basically. Yeah, so it's traveling, approaching to close the speed of light once it leaves our solar system. There you go. You can't stay around forever, you know. Things just grab hold of you in space and pull you every direction it wants
yeah, I
to.
mean, look, Hannah, I know you've studied this stuff for a very long time, but there's nothing you can do physically to provide any evidence that the Earth has actually been measured. And any Earth is moving, rotating, spinning, flying through space.
Yes, it's moving. It's like I said, take basic physics. It has to be doing what it's doing.
There you go. There's
we wouldn't be here.
Parker Solar Probe, NASA.gov.net. There you go.
NASA is governed by a Satanist.
This sounds
NASA's
like
by a conglomerate of about 160 different
companies. This sounds
companies.
very religious. You sound like what a religious person would say about God. Oh, it just is. Just believe. Have faith. Even though I can't provide any evidence, you should just believe. Just go with it. Just accept
Science is the evidence, and math is the evidence, and physics is the evidence.
Your mathematics is broken. Make it work, broken, Hannah. Make it work.
I've never heard that. It's broken.
Well, make it work. Make it work. Make it work.
She's a math major.
Well, let's see it then. Let's see you make Hannah. Let's see you make maths work.
Hannah,
in reality.
I am not a mathematician. That I leave that to my son and my daughter. They both are.
All right, round them up. Let's use it. Let's do it. Let's.
It's almost midnight. Both of them are in sleep.
Okay. Well, make an arrangement then for tomorrow where we can help educate them on maths not being a reality when it comes to the real world.
They both would laugh.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Not even entertain it.
We'll see. Let's get them involved and then see where it goes.
My son has 2 little kids right now. There's no way he's getting on the internet to talk about flat Earth.
Well, the earlier that they know these things...
And a job.
Well, like I said, this is something that you want to expose to them early on. Yeah?
I did. I talked to them about it, and they just laughed their heads off. They're both engineers. There's no way they're going to believe the Earth is flat.
We're probably making a joke out of it.
No, I wasn't.
Because it's a joke.
Like, why are you talking to retards? Basically.
Well, that's it, you see. That's the impression that most people will have initially until they're exposed that they cannot provide evidence of where they live.
Oh, yes, they can.
So, what do you tell them that the evidence is? What have you been able to show them?
Did I just tell you that they're both engineers?
Yeah, so what tells them?
And what am I going to tell them? One of them just is graduating with her master's degree in civil engineering. The other one has a bachelor's in engineering. You think I'm going to tell them something about math?
Yeah, math is pretty useful in engineering, you know.
Yeah. She's also a math major, math and chemistry major on top of that. Circles around me with math.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. I was really shite at maths in school, but you put me in an engineering room and I could tell you what 0.01 thousandth of a millimeter was, but anything else, I couldn't fucking work it out. It's weird.
I'm in the medical field. I deal with a little bit of algebra, and that's about it.
Yeah, I can work out like tolerances like that and work out numbers in my head real quick in engineering, but if you said like divide 20 by 35 or something, oh, what the fuck are you on about? Can't be doing with that.
Yeah,
shit.
you know, come to think of it, my daughter would refuse to learn the times tables when she was in elementary school. Then she became a math major.
Yeah, I didn't learn them properly.
Calculus, like there's nothing.
Nah, I don't do calculus. I heard it was invented, so if something's invented, then it's no use, is it really? So, you know.
It is in their fields.
What do we use calculus really for? What does it explain?
Absolutely.
Gravity. That's it.
Pretty much everything.
It explains gravity, calculus, yeah.
Once you get into that level, does explain a lot when your calculus. Yep.
What is it, 9.143 or something? I don't know. It's not that difficult. They're just numbers.
Okay. Einstein's equations are just numbers. They're not that difficult.
Yeah, and if you can't do it,
I'd like to see you derive some of his equations.
You can ask a flaming computer to do it for you. Yeah, any computer on the planet can do it
by hand.
Well, no, if you want to do it by hand, then yeah, that's fair enough. But I mean, we have machines that do that now, you know. Not big and it's not clever. Naturally, it's just a talent. That's all it is, you know. People like mimicking machines, or do machines mimic people? I don't know.
Where are you at, Chemo?
I'm right here. Well, what we're doing is waiting for the evidence.
I put my evidence in the Parker Solar Probe and all that. Where was you?
Got evidence of Earth rotation. Provided it.
What have you got there? Watch Earth spin. Let's take a look at this.
That's Earth rotation right there.
Oh, never seen the Earth spin before.
Oh, we're on the spin now, are we? I wish you'd tell me where you are in this conversation.
Don't be silly, cowbells.
Cowbells and trinkets. I don't know.
Or was that Andy? Sorry, Andy. Is that Andy?
I don't know. It looks like Andy. Upside down.
Andy, yeah. Andy, stop being silly. You know you cannot have gas pressure without a container. All that gas requires a container. Yes?
What about the gas pressure in the water in the ocean?
But we have a video of the Earth spinning.
No.
I don't care about the gas pressure.
Yeah, this is how we know it's fake. A hoax.
Well, because you think you understand the second law of thermodynamics?
No, I understand gas pressure requires...
But you don't.
A container.
But it doesn't.
Well, then demonstrate then.
Yes, it does.
Globus, what's going on?
Not much, bro. What's cracking?
We're hitting them hard today. Today is practical day. And we're not going to let them get away with
bullshit?
This religious talk. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Go first.
Yeah.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So,
yeah. You get tired of this, Chemo?
Oh, yes.
Coming here every day saying the same things to the same people every single day of your life?
Absolutely not. Jem told us we get around 10,000 unique viewers every month. 10,000. Can you imagine?
Wow.
Reaching tens of thousands of people every month. You see?
How many of them do you think actually see you talking?
Unique viewers, yeah.
I'm just curious.
So
not everybody watches a full video.
Tens of thousands, I would say.
5 minutes.
Couple of hundred at least.
A couple hours.
Couple of hundred, would you say? Few hundred?
I have to agree with that.
Maybe.
Look, all we need is one person to recognize the truth, and then you can move on to the next one, right?
So they just recognize that you're just lying to them every single day of your life.
Well, what's the lie? You've presented an image.
Everything that comes out of your mouth is a lie, Chemo.
Yes, but we're all the one that presenting images that defy science.
Yeah.
You defy science and say, I'm the one that's lying.
Yeah, you are.
How does that make sense?
Well, every word that comes out of your mouth is a lie. So it doesn't
so
matter.
you think you can have gas pressure without the container?
Yep.
Demonstrate it.
Vertical pressure gradient is evidence of gas pressure without a
Take a
computer.
look at it then. Let's have a look.
We need a demonstration here. Just your words, sir.
Well, I've demonstrated it before, so I don't care.
How?
You
When?
have?
Where?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
So my last demonstration of it was I traveled from Nebraska to Denver, Colorado, and it increased in elevation. Before I left, I put a balloon over the top of a mason jar. Do y'all have mason jars over there?
Yeah.
Okay. We put it over as we went up towards Denver with the elevation change. The atmospheric pressure on the outside of the sealed container got lower, and the balloon itself actually began to inflate out of the jar. It got to the point where it wasn't able to hold through its rigidity and ripped. So when we were up in Denver,
Looks like
we
something
reset
else then.
another one. Yep. And when we were in Denver, we
Rigidity.
reset it and we did it coming back down, and unfortunately it ripped again. So I don't have good footage of it, but before either of the rips occurred, it showed a quite nice change in pressure without any kind of gradient, or I'm sorry, a change in pressure gradient without any kind of barriers.
Right. Nice story, bro. You know? That's what we say nowadays, right? When it's a nice story. Yes?
So
What?
you don't have anything to say that proof.
Provide me a story and expect. What do you expect?
Yeah, we asked for a demonstration.
You know
That'd
what?
be a really
you know what
fucking boring
demonstration is?
because that'd take hours.
It's like going to a car
Go
dealership
do
and
it
asking
yourself.
for a
Go do it
demo ride,
yourself.
and the guy just
Go
gives you a
fucking-
story about how the car rides. You're just like, no, I actually
Go-
want to drive the car, guys.
Go do it yourself, dude.
Not
Hey,
our claim.
Pretty easy experiment.
Yeah, exactly. You want us
Dude,
to
mountains there,
prove
right?
your claims? That's a bit
Dude,
absurd,
mountains.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
go do it
No,
for
it's
yourself.
your claim, therefore you have to prove it. You see how that works?
Well,
you see how that works there, sir?
You won't believe somebody else's shit, so go do it yourself.
No, demonstrate it, sir. It's your claim, kindest of sirs.
He demonstrated it to himself. He proved it enough for himself.
I'm not going to prove
not gonna
your
do
claim
anything.
for you.
You're not
I'm
gonna
not
do
going to prove
anything that
your
would
claim for you.
disprove your
No.
beliefs.
I'm
not
not
gonna do
going to
anything that'll
prove your
disprove
claim
your
for you. I
beliefs.
will not do that.
I understand you won't do anything that'll disprove your beliefs.
That's
Great,
not what I said.
perfect.
That's not what I said.
That's what you're
Hey,
saying.
No, it's
Globin.
not. It's
That
not
might
what
not
I
be the
said.
words coming out of your mouth, but
I
that's
specifically
what you're saying.
did not say that.
Hey, Globus, I just posted a link in chat to measurements that are accurate and remade every 3 to 6 months, depending whether or not the U.S. is on a war or peacetime footing, that shows the surface of the water curving.
All right, I'll have a quick little look at that PDF. Hopefully, it's not a virus. I don't know if you can trust you guys.
I mean, don't trust me as far as you can throw me, but that's not a virus. I'm not that smart.
I'm sure I could throw you pretty far.
Yeah. What this is it's a specially manufactured rail that a crane runs on that is a known distance above the water. And at every point on the rail, it is the exact same distance above the water. However, that rail was manufactured to a curve.
Right, you're full of stories, you are.
Emo was afraid to click that link. So, you're already doing better than him.
Well, doing better than what? We haven't done anything. We're not even trying. All we're doing is just asking you guys.
Yeah, remember, Emo, this is the model basin that you didn't want to touch with a 10-foot pole. Wouldn't look at how long it was, even when we gave you the exact sentence to look at.
Yes, your basin. You already know that there's no curvature from one end to the other, okay?
No. In fact, we know there is curvature.
Well, who's measuring the curvature?
It is measured every 3 to 6
Didn't
months.
Curve tell you that there's no point using your water thing?
He said there was no point talking to you.
Yeah, no point talking about it.
That's why I was talking about to Globus.
Ah, the Globus. What do you think of this water?
I'm just taking a quick look at the PDF. Give me a few minutes here, guys.
Okay. So, apart from that, has anyone else measured the curvature? Not that we know of.
What's the exact sentence that we're looking for here?
The exact sentence that Chemo refused to read was the distance of the pool. It's the last paragraph on page 4 of the PDF. He was afraid to look at it. No, the important sentence in here is where they talk about the manufacturing technique that was developed for the use of this rail.
So yeah, guys, you're gonna have to come to terms with the fact that you have been lied to. None of this is any practical measurements. I mean, it's pretty impossible to measure the curvature without force the line. Now we know no one's built this contraption apparatus.
That's exactly what this model basin is.
It's not really for
right, done correctly.
It's not for curvature purposes, really. You haven't set out to prove that it's curving, right?
So Chemo, let me run this down for you one more time. The metal bars are curved, but they are exactly the same distance from the surface of the water. Therefore, the water is curved.
No, you're way off charts here, way off the radar. Remember, water, the physics of water. Do you understand the physics?
Yes.
Okay, so you need a force for water to curve around the exterior. You understand? Is that clear for you?
Yep.
Okay, so the current science says gravity is not a force. You understand that?
But it acts like one. It actually says it's an emergent property that acts like a force, so good enough.
No, the force is not an actual force. Is that clear?
Right. It's an apparent force. Good enough.
Yeah, apparent force, yeah? So it's not actual.
Yep.
Is that clear for
Good
you?
enough. Yep. Good
Yeah.
enough. It does the job.
No, it doesn't do... That's the whole point. It doesn't do a job. It doesn't do work. It's not a real force.
Ooh,
You
Chemo,
cannot create work as it's not...
Calm down. Calm down, Chemo.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't worth popping a hernia over.
What?
This isn't worth popping a hernia, dude. Calm down.
Yeah, I'm just saying that
You
you said it does the job, and I'm like, well, that's the very point of what I'm talking about. Is that it needs to do a job, work. The gravity force that you're talking about doesn't do a job, doesn't do work, doesn't create energy. See?
It's an emergent property and an apparent force.
I know, but it doesn't create work. It doesn't do a job, as you said. It cannot do a job, as it's not energy.
Except it does.
How can non-energy, non-work do a job?
No, it's scary.
Hmm?
And the fact that it's scary, the fact that we understand how this works, the fact that we can not only demonstrate the pressure gradient in the atmosphere, we can also demonstrate the pressure gradient underneath the surface of the ocean. For every 33 feet you go down, you add 1 bar or 1 atmosphere of pressure.
I don't think you quite understand. Oh, go on.
I was just going to say, I just had a quick look at the PDF page. Is it page 8? Yeah, where it talks about the supposed curvature of the Earth. It actually, in fact, says that... let me see where it says that here.
I think it's the last paragraph.
It says that they would have to be far straighter and more level than the most perfect railroad. And then goes on to presuppose that they're following the curvature of the Earth.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
question.
Okay, so
you
it kind of
can't-
contradicts
hold on.
itself there because
Hold
it's
on.
talking
You can't
about.
take-
No,
you
I'm not
can't take
finished.
half the
I'm not
sentence,
finished. Can you?
Take the whole
I'm not.
sentence.
I'm not. I'm referring to the entire paragraph. Because, like I said, it then goes on to completely contradict what it says about level when it's talking about curvature. So it presupposes the curvature of the Earth, but then in the previous sentence, it was talking about it has to be far straighter and more level than the most perfect railroad. That's
Right.
a classic contradiction of the globe.
The part that you're trying to avoid reading says, and straighten this content means following the curvature of the Earth.
Which is the presupposition that I was talking about.
Yeah.
You're
Right,
talking
but
about a
we
supposed
know-
curvature,
we
but then
know-
in the previous sentence, you were talking about the straightest and most level.
Yes.
You see, there's the contradiction, and
But-
then it's just up to you to actually
Well,
identify these contradictions, kind sir.
Well, there's a
Yes, sir.
difference. There's an arc in these beings. Yet
It doesn't
they
talk
are
about any
level.
arcs. It
does.
there is no, it doesn't. I just look at the whole paragraph, see if it talks about any arc. All it
Oh, it
says
might
is
not be in
the
that
curvature of the
paragraph.
Earth.
Hold on, stand
That's
by.
all it says.
They're talking about the.
All right, let me
railway.
control F arc, because I control F and I look for everything arc. No, it doesn't appear anywhere. That's the quickest way to proofread things. If you know there's a supposed premise there somewhere, just proofread the word. I tried curvature and I finally found something in reference to it, and all it refers to is the supposed presupposed curvature of the Earth. Yet,
also
in like I said,
refer-
and I reiterate, the previous sentence talks about level. So contradiction, and I
It is
I wanted to give you the time of day and read through your supposed and reference, and I
But-
did, and
Well,
it's a contradiction.
You're
Cool.
you're missing the fact that it is level at all points along the rail.
Okay, so
it
it's
is
not
level.
curved then.
It is curved.
Okay,
Both of those
you're
statements are
contradicting
true.
yourself, dude.
No, both of those.
It can't be
statements are true,
level and curved at the same time.
But it is.
Come on, dude. Oh, but it is?
No, it
Okay, but it
can't.
can't be.
Level is horizontal.
What kind of
Exactly.
is going on in here?
So, I thought maybe you had me there for a second, but nah.
You
It's still
can
flat,
say-
guys.
You can say it can't be, but at the end of the day, it is. And these gantry cranes are laser checked for sub-millimeter precision every 3 to 6 months.
That's fine, but they're just being juxtaposed with the flatness of the water. That's all they're doing, and yet
Right,
you're taking
yeah.
that because you
You're
have a belief that
completely right.
water is curved. You are now sort of,
The
you
bar is curved, and they are the same level, same distance from the water.
It doesn't say
at all
anywhere
points.
there that the bars are curved. It doesn't say that anywhere. It doesn't say anywhere that any of those girders have been curved. That's just your belief, and that's fine, though. You're entitled to your beliefs. I welcome them. That's cool. Next. Just gonna go get a quick drink, be back.
So you
How could something
understand
not-
what?
I want to know how something could not be leveled and curved at the same time.
Level and curve at the same time.
Yeah, it could be leveled and curved at the same time.
No, because level is horizontal.
But level to what? You have to
Level-
compare it to something.
It's perpendicular to the vertical.
It doesn't have to be vertical, or it doesn't have to be perpendicular exactly.
Like you wouldn't say vertical is curved. Vertical and horizontal are straight lines.
Well, is it level to another object? So if the object is curved, is it level to the same object?
Problem is that no one's measured the curvature pyro. And as long as there's no measurements, the Earth will remain flat and motionless until we have that evidence. And you will all be flat earthers until we have curvature evidence of curvature, measurements of Now we know Hannah. She wants to calculate it, which
You have a map then, Chemo? You have
Google
an
Maps.
accurate-
We use Google Maps.
Google Maps is a globe, as you and Hannah.
How many times
talked
did I
about
tell
for
you?
about
Remove the
45 minutes.
animated part, and you
Still
have
a
the
globe.
real world left.
Still
Exactly.
a globe. The distances and locations only co-opt to a globe. Don't co-opt to a flat Earth.
That's
Or
not
else.
true.
The Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn are the same distance.
Yeah, that's all nonsense. We've predicted
No, that's true. and
distances.
provable.
People have travelled for eons. They didn't know how far places were. They would never have been able to navigate.
Right, you're completely correct.
Right,
And
so they
that's
used to
why
think the Earth was flat,
ancient-
and they were able to navigate just fine.
No, sir. The proof of globe comes very quickly with the seafaring technology. Some of the oldest people who believed that the Earth is a globe, or correction, knew the Earth is a globe, were
The globe is
seafarers.
only a new idea. How many times should you be told
Oh,
this?
No,
you know
it's
that
not.
people travel in the southern parts of the Earth all the time and verify the distances between the continents in the south.
This in around by the what do you mean by?
Between continents in the south.
You're presupposing
Australia.
a southern hemisphere is what I'm trying to get at.
No, I didn't say hemisphere, not once. I said in the south between the continents.
In the south. Okay. As long as you're not
In the south.
Yeah, as long as you're not presupposing.
Yeah, no, we know the distance between Africa, South Africa, South America, and Australia. We know those distances.
They do.
You said it yourself.
They
You said
do.
yourself
Yeah,
that we know the distances. Yeah.
Yeah, what's the problem then?
That they don't fit on your flat Earth.
On what flat Earth? It fits on
Yeah.
Google Earth.
You said, yeah, in Google Earth you can measure those distances, and the equator is longer than the Tropic of Capricorn and Cancer are the equidistant. It can't happen on a flat Earth.
But it works on a flat Earth. We know how far one place is to another.
But it's not a flat Earth, so of course it works.
Yes, the Earth is not curved. No one's measured curvature. How many times?
There is no flat Earth.
Who's measured
So the
the
distances work because we can.
All right,
measure
fine.
those.
So who's measured the curvature of the Earth?
No, we measure
who-
the distance.
Who measured the flat Earth? Chemo. Who measured it?
Nobody.
Oh,
Yeah,
so we don't have a flat Earth.
We see and observe a flat horizon.
We see
don't.
an obstruction.
Okay.
But would you say that you were talking about gas earlier? Does gas move randomly in all directions?
Don't know why.
Just wondering. She was talking about the gas pressure thing.
Don't know why. What's the problem? Who wants to know?
No problem. I
Why do you want to know?
just out of curiosity.
Ah. Who knows? Got to do some tests, right?
Sure, yeah, we can observe the gradient. But for the distances, do you accept the distances that we get?
On
the headings
the
that-
Google Earth, yeah. Again, strip away all the animation,
Yeah. Okay.
and then you're left with a flat plane.
Yeah. So if I zoom in and
in
get
where?
rid of your
Yeah.
Zoom
Zoom
in.
in and get rid of all the animation. Yeah.
all the animation, just get with the
Get with the
pictures that
real
take
images.
airplane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can pick points and measure distances and headings between those points, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I can take 3 spots
Yep.
that are 10,000 kilometers away from the North Pole and have straight lines between those points, right?
Okay.
And would that form a circle or a straight line?
A straight line, of course.
Straight line on a flat Earth that starts and ends at the same point.
Eh?
If I take a place at the equator, but I'm just saying 10,000 kilometers from the North Pole, I took one in Africa, one in America, and one in Asia. And I have straight lines.
That's 4 points. Four places.
Sure, I can take 4 or 5 if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, and I put lines between those points. Can I have straight lines between those points? let's say there's points A, B, C, D, and E. Can I have a straight line between A and B, B and C, C and D, D and E?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And that would be a straight line, right?
Straight lines, yeah.
Yeah. Can I have a straight line from E to A?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Okay. And you're saying that that would form not a circle, but a 5-angled, like what's the pentagon? Yeah, pentagon. Would it be a pentagon?
Yeah, I mean, if you say so, yeah.
No, I'm asking you because you seem to hold that as your model.
I told you my model is the flat Earth,
Yeah,
is
Google
the
Earth.
Google Earth.
Yes, and I'm asking you about Google Earth.
Google Earth when you remove all the animation.
Okay, so if I go to a computer now and take the Google Earth that you're saying is a flat Earth model, and I pick 5 points, and they are at the equator, which is just points 10,000 kilometers away from the North Pole, and I connect those points with lines.
Yeah.
You're saying that that would not be a continuous, those points would not be collinear, right?
Right.
Okay, what if I can show you that they are collinear?
Go on then, let's have a look.
Yeah, I'm not in my computer now. I can do it later today.
Okay, we'll do it later. Give us a look.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Okay. So, like I say, what we have is assumptions and presuppositions. No actual practical physical measurements of the curve, which is be expected if the Earth is flat. If it's flat, you don't expect any measurements of curvature. If it's flat, you don't expect anyone to make any kind of physical.
If it's flat, you would expect measurements of flatness. So
no, if it's flat, we don't expect someone to have a measurement of curvature, basically.
Yeah, and if it's curved, then you'd not expect anyone to measure flatness, and we don't have any measurements of flatness. So
no, we observe flat.
No, you don't.
We don't. What do you observe?
I observe bottom-up obstruction.
You observe obstruction, but that's not curvature.
That's what a curved surface would do, because I can demonstrate.
It may do that, but you didn't observe curvature there, right? Good. So, we don't observe...
Yeah, I observe what a curved surface would do.
You observe curvature?
I observed what happens on every curved surface.
Yeah, the effects, but not actual curvature.
Yeah, so I can have the effects and... Yeah,
and what? So, and presuppose.
So you're presupposing that a ball is a ball?
No, I'm observing that the horizon doesn't curve.
Yeah, because it's equidistant, so it's at equal elevation from your eyes.
That's your presupposition.
Nope.
To demonstrate it.
That's what would happen on a sphere.
Alright, let's have a demonstration then of your curve.
No, I'm saying that on the sphere, the horizon would be a straight line.
Prove that.
Level line, yeah.
How are you going to demonstrate that? You're not on a sphere to do so.
Well, you're presupposing that I'm not. So.
What's the presupposition? Do you observe a sphere?
Yeah, you presuppose that you're on a flat surface.
That's what we observe.
No, because you observe bottom-up obstruction.
Yeah, but we're not observing curvature still.
Yeah, but you're observing bottom-up obstruction.
Yes, things are obstructed. It can be various reasons, but we know it's not curving.
What reasons? What reasons can it be? Can it be curvature?
Could be the weather.
Could it be curvature?
Could be weather.
Could it be curvature?
You would need curvature for it to be curvature.
What do you mean with that?
So you would need the Earth to be curving for that to be curvature, obstructed.
So, well, okay, then I can say that you're presupposing weather causing bottom-up obstruction. You can never show bottom-up obstruction.
I didn't say there was obstruction. You did.
Weather. Well, it is obstruction. You can see it in the Black Swan.
What kind of obstruction?
The bottom-up kind.
Is that physical?
It's a bottom-up obstruction. There's water in front of an oil rig, so I mean, water is physical. So
How do you know it's water?
because I can see that it's water.
Well, how far away is that water?
I don't know. It's just water in front of an object.
How far away is it?
Why would I be interested in that?
You might not have good eyesight at that distance.
Ah, so we can throw away observations. Good.
I said you. You
So
might
what's
not
the
have
evidence
good eyesight. It's
for-
not me. I have great eyesight. But do you?
Oh, you're presupposing that you have a good eyesight.
No, I have great eyesight. I don't wear glasses.
Yeah, me neither.
Hmm?
I don't wear glasses either.
So then, what is the obstruction then? How far away is it?
It looks like it's water, so
How far away is it?
I don't know. It's between me and the oil rig.
You don't know how far away it is.
Yeah, I know it's between me and the oil
That's
rig.
what I'm saying. How do you know if it's physical or not?
Well, what do you need a distance in order to know if something's physical?
So you can measure to it and make sure it's not an illusion, like a mirage.
So is everything that you
I
haven't
don't know
measured
if
a
everything. I'm on about what you're looking at. How do you know what you're looking at is
Yeah,
the obstruction?
you-
It's not a
have-
mirage.
If you look down, you see the floor in your room. Have you measured the distance from your eyes
I didn't
to the
ask
floor
that. I
to
said,
know-
how do you
Is it-
know the obstruction is not a mirage?
It could be a
No.
mirage.
Right,
if you-
could be. So
Answer
how,
his question honestly.
so how do you know it's not?
He's not gonna answer. I know he's just. But have you seen a mirage with no? What is a mirage?
I don't know.
First
I'm
of all.
saying, how do you know it's not?
So you don't know what something is, and you're
Oh, mirage is
supposing
like an illusion, yeah.
illusion of what?
Just light.
It's reflection.
Just light.
Yeah.
Refraction. Oh,
Light. Just light.
what refraction?
Just light.
Just light.
Just light.
So everything you see.
No, we're
is
talking about
just
your
light.
obstruction. Just your obstruction
Yeah.
is just light.
Yeah. What about the
Don't know
oil
about
rig?
anything else, but your
That's
obstruction
also
is
just
light.
light.
I don't know about anything else.
The
I'm
oil-
asking you about your
oil rig
obstruction.
is also the oil rig is also just light.
I don't know about the oil rig. I'm talking about the obstruction.
Oh, but you have to know about the oil rig.
I don't
too.
know about that. Do you know about it?
You don't know anything about anything.
No, you're talking about the obstruction. So let's talk about the obstruction. Is it physical?
Yeah, it's water.
Okay.
No, H2O.
How do you know it's not a mirage?
I don't know if it's a mirage or not.
There you go then.
It
Welcome
looks
to Flat
like-
Earth. Thank you very much.
What? Welcome to Flat Earth.
Yep.
What?
So you said the
How does
obstruction,
that
you don't
work?
know if it's physical or not. Why don't you
Sure.
know? You should know. You should be the physical there. You should be able to
Yeah,
measure
well,
to it.
I see water, but you're claiming that everything we see.
No, I said,
can
how
be
do you know
a
it's water?
Because it looks like water.
I know it
and
looks
it acts
like that, but how do you know
water.
it's not
So
a
it is
mirage?
water.
You don't
Well,
know
at
if
that
it's a
point, you-
mirage. You said you don't know if it's a mirage. So how do you know it's physical obstruction?
Everything you see can
I
be a
didn't talk
mirage.
about everything. We're talking about the obstruction. How do you know the obstruction is not
Yes.
physical?
Huh?
How do you know the obstruction is physical or not?
Because it's water.
Okay, how do you know it's not a mirage?
Because water isn't a mirage. Water is water.
Water can't mirage.
No, water isn't a mirage. Water is water.
Yes, but can't you have a mirage of water?
Define mirage, Kimo.
No one has demonstrated a mirage of water.
No one has demonstrated that
Define a
obstruction
mirage,
is
Kimo,
physical.
please.
Yeah.
Kimo, define the mirage. Please.
No one has demonstrated that obstruction is physical.
Yeah, you ignore me. Yeah.
No,
Carry on.
no one has showed a mirage that looks like water.
No one has shown a mirage that it can't look like water.
Hmm?
You haven't shown the
What
mirage
is a
cannot
mirage,
look like
Kimo?
water.
Kimo, what is a mirage?
And usually when people see mirages in the desert, what do they see?
What is a mirage, Kimo?
They see mirroring in the
Yeah,
the
but
desert,
what
and
do
we
they
don't-
think they're looking at?
at a mirage because there's mirroring.
What is the mirage of?
It's a mirroring, so you don't see
Of
that.
what?
In
What
the
is
black
what
one.
do they think they're seeing in the desert?
A mirage.
Of what?
A mirage.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like water that we see on the.
But what do
black
they
sand,
think
so
they're
it's not
seeing in the desert?
A mirage. A mirage is a mirage, and water is water.
Around and around and around we go.
A mirage of what?
A mirage.
Of what?
It's not a mirage. That's not a question.
So you're saying mirages can't be different objects?
Yeah, they can't.
They can't. So what is a mirage?
A mirage is a mirage. You can look up the.
A mirage is a mirage.
What is?
Is that the definition of a mirage?
Let's play your game. A definition of what? What? Can you give me a definition of definition?
No.
Okay.
We're talking about the
So you see how
obstruction that you
games
say
play.
tells you on a ball, but you don't know if it's a mirage or an illusion or not.
It's not a mirage because no mirages look like that. So,
How do you know? What do mirages look like?
like mirroring.
Well, let's have a look then. Give us an example.
Yep, sure. Just a second.
You're gonna go on a semantic journey, Chemo, really?
Well, I mean, again, we're just trying to figure out who has made measurements of the curvature.
Shut up. When I have been coming with measurements, you told me because you cannot appreciate in kilometers and you cannot work. Shut up, Chemo.
You
You're
don't
so
have
dumb.
measurements.
There's a
Shut up. I
picture
have
of-
had measurements. I have put it with you, and you asking me if they are in miles, and I have told you because they are in kilometers, and I have explained it to you, and you didn't know how to calculate it. You're
You
so
don't
dumb.
have any measurements. Come on.
I posted a picture of a mirage, and that's not what we observe in the Black Swan photo. So,
Let's have a look.
yeah, you see the mirroring over there, and that's actually happening on a curved surface. So,
What is that? Is that the sky?
yeah, it's mirroring the sky, and that's not what we observe in the Black Swan picture.
It's mirroring the sky.
Yes.
Reflection, Chemo.
So it's
Yep.
not a mirage then, is it?
And the really cool thing is
That
the
is not
closer
a
you
mirage,
get to that,
it's
a reflection.
it keeps moving.
So if mirage isn't a mirroring, what is it then, Kimo?
I'll show you a mirage.
Sure, and post the definition while you're at it.
There we go. Here's a mirage of a boat and a mirage of a bird and the sea surface. A mirage of the sea surface. Fata Morgana of the sea surface.
It says Fata Morgana
Is
with
a mirage.
mirage.
Is a mirage.
With a mirage. Oh, it
Fata
says
Morgana
with
is a
mirage. It says Fata Morgana of the sea surface with mirage of a boat. So can you post the definition of the mirage for me?
Fata Morgana is a mirage. And it's miraging the sea surface. I can get the definition, of course. You said water cannot be miraged.
Yes, yes. The water that we see in the Black Swan cannot be a mirage. Yes. There's no demonstration of it.
Let's get you the definition of mirage.
Google it.
I am, don't worry. Getting it for him now.
Wikipedia page.
And a Fata Morgana is one type of mirage.
Yeah,
It's a
we have to
form of
teach
superior
Moleman that.
mirage.
So Moleman, can you read?
Yep.
You want to read that?
Sure.
You want to read
Yep.
that?
God, I'm so bored. I'm joining in. Fuck's
He
sake.
said the right thing. On a hot road caused by refraction of light from the sky. That's exactly what he said.
Yep.
Yeah, you want to read the definition?
Yep, I read it, and there is no sheet of water that's mirroring in the Black Swan
You
picture.
said
so
water cannot be
it
miraged.
can't be.
Timo's fake embarrassed laugh.
You said
Yeah.
water cannot be miraged.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it says, especially the appearance of a sheet of water.
Okay, can you
In a desert.
can you point?
It's a
Can you
desert.
point to the?
Oh my
It's
god.
a desert or a hot road.
I said to him, what do
Can you-
people see in the desert? Oh, I don't know, a mirage. A mirage. They see a mirage in the desert. Yeah. What is the mirage? What is the mirage of in the desert? Oh, it's a mirage of the mirage. It's a mirage in the desert. Yes, but what is the mirage of? Oh, a mirage.
Point to the sheet of
It is a mirage of a mirage. Mirage means mirage.
Can you point to the?
Why did you say a mirage can't be water?
Can
you
you
lied,
point
Mole
to
Man.
the?
You lied.
Can you point?
Why did you
Can
lie?
you point?
Chemo.
Why did you lie, Mole Man?
I didn't lie.
You lied.
Can
You said a mirage can't. You said a mirage can't appear as water.
Emo, quit talking over him, Jesus.
Can you point?
Yes, Bravery,
to
this
the-
is a mod. Yeah.
Can you point to the sheet of water in the Black Swan image?
You lied. You said water cannot be miraged.
Yeah. Does it say that water is miraging in that definition? No, it doesn't.
Okay, read it.
Yeah. Where does it say that
The
water?
appearance of a sheet of water. The appearance
Read
in
it.
the desert
Read it.
or on a hot road.
Read it.
Why does it say water?
did.
It says desert. Or on a it
Read
doesn't
it,
say
Mo
that
Man.
it's in over water.
Mo,
You
I'm not
asked
gonna
me for the
stick up for you
definition. You
anymore.
said get the
You're just-
definition. You said
you're
get the
lying.
definition. You said get the definition while you're at it. Here's the definition. Read it.
You read it.
I've read
Read
it.
it out
I'm the
loud.
one that got it for him. Read it,
You
Mo Man.
read it out loud
Yeah,
because you're
yeah, and
twisting
can
it.
you-
You read it out
Mo
loud.
Man says you can't mirage water. Now read the definition, Mo Man.
Sure.
You read
Can you point to the sheet of water in the Black Swan?
No,
image?
when you read the definition.
No. Okay. No. So no. So no miraging.
You
in
said get the
Black Swan.
definition,
Okay.
and now you're obfuscating. You lied
No,
and said
we
water
were
can't be
talking
miraged.
about the Black Swan.
You
picture.
lied and said water cannot be miraged.
I didn't. Where does it say
Where
in
does
that
it say
definition
that?
Right.
water
So
is
read
miraging?
the definition.
Yeah.
You read it.
An
Read it out
optical
loud.
illusion.
You
I can
lied.
read it. I can read it.
Okay, read.
Yeah, no,
He's reading.
I can read it. Okay. An optical illusion caused by atmospheric conditions, especially the appearance
Uh-huh.
of a sheet of water in a desert
Uh-huh.
or on a hot road,
Uh-huh.
not in water,
Okay.
not in the water,
Okay.
not in the water, not
Okay.
in the sea, not in the
Okay.
ocean, caused
Okay.
by the refraction of light from the sky by heated air.
Okay. So now water can be miraged, yes?
No, it
Where
doesn't
does
say
it
that
say that
water
in
is
the
miraging.
definition?
It's saying that desert is miraging and a hot road is miraging.
No, it says
That's what the definition
especially.
says.
Do you understand what especially means?
Yeah, the appearance. It says nothing about a surface of water.
What does especially mean? Do you want the definition for especially?
No.
Okay, so what does
Do
especially
you know?
mean?
Do you need a definition for the word appearance?
No, that's the whole point of a mirage. It's not real.
Yeah, that it appears like something.
Oh my god.
Yes. So it doesn't say that water is miraging.
That's the
But
whole
can you
point.
point-
It
can you
appears
point to
like
the
that.
mirage?
It's not really there. It's not physical. It appears
Yes,
like
and that is not what we observe in the Black Swan. You can't post a picture of a mirage that looks like that. It's impossible.
So
Can
you
you do it?
said water cannot be miraged, and you've just read the definition of the appearance of water.
Sheet of
Yes.
water in the
Oh.
desert. You have to read the whole thing.
No,
Yeah.
that's
Cherry
especially
chicken
no. That's where it happens more often than not.
Yeah,
Not-
in a desert on a road
You're not
with
saying it
heated
doesn't happen
air.
everywhere else. It can happen anywhere. But people usually have these illusions over a desert.
Yes.
Oh, so desert is made of water now.
Oh my god.
Not what he said, you twat. Oh my god.
days.
Well,
This is
everybody knows
So can
you're just pulling shit right now. God.
So can you post the Black Swan image and show the miraging in it?
Obstruction. How do you know it's not a mirage?
How do you know
Because
that
it's
it is
water.
a mirage?
didn't
It's
s-
water.
I'm saying to you, how do you know it's physical obstruction?
How do you know it's a mirage?
Don't know. No one's measured it.
No one's measured it.
You have to measure a mirage.
Ah,
Weird.
now you're getting
What
it.
did you say? No one
sunshine.
is measured it.
Who's
No one
measured
is measured it.
Who measured it?
I haven't. Have you?
I haven't measured it. I've never measured curvature. No,
Oh.
have you?
Oh, so you haven't measured the black swan? Okay, good.
No, I haven't
so
measured
it's,
black swan. No,
it's not evidence for anything. Oh, good.
We don't have any evidence of anything. That's the point. Nobody knows. Welcome to flat Earth. Nobody knows the shape of the Earth. That's what flat Earth means. Nobody has any idea.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Well,
That's not what flat Earth means. That's not what flat Earth means.
We have no model. We have no map. We have no measurements.
Yeah, you have nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have nothing.
Welcome to flat Earth, mole man. Like us, you have
it's not
nothing.
a flat Earth.
Well, what do you have? Do you have anything?
You have nothing.
Okay, do you have anything?
Well, we can use the PDF that is supposed to
You can
That's
use
one thing.
Mirage, that is water
You can
but not
use the
water.
horizon dip. Oh, there's Google Earth. Oh, shit.
Okay, what measurements do you have,
Oh,
mole
that's
man?
not
We have no
helping you.
measurements, we have no evidence, we have no model, no map. What do you have? The same as us?
You have
Yes.
nothing. We have a model. We have a map.
Where's your model?
Google Earth.
Where's your model?
Google Earth is the map.
That's animation.
No, that's actual measured distances and plotting them on a surface.
Right, let's
So-
see who's measured this. Measured that.
Well, you said that you used that too, so
Yeah.
you accept.
But I don't know who's
You
measured it though, so I'm asking you who's measured it.
Do you accept the measurements?
No, I don't accept any map or model, but if you
Ah,
want one, there's
Okay,
Google
so
Earth.
so you don't. Okay, so you don't accept the Google Earth as your model.
No, if you want a map or model, there's Google Earth for you.
So you're double speaking now.
No, we don't accept any reification fallacies. But if you
It's not
want
a
one,
reification fallacy.
there is
You use
Google
it.
Earth for you.
No. Okay, so it's not your model.
No, it's not my model, no. But if you want
Okay,
one,
so
there
earlier
is
when you
Google
said
Earth.
that it is your when you said that it is your model, now it isn't.
No, you can use that if you want.
Well, you use it.
For
So-
what?
Well, haven't you taken elevation profiles from Google Earth and distances
To show you your model, yes.
to show me my model?
Yes. On the animation
So you
part
don't-
where there is
So you don't use it as evidence. So the straightest road on Earth, you don't get the
we use
elevation.
it as a hostile
and
witness.
evidence.
Hostile
Hostile witness.
Yes.
So you don't accept the measurements from it.
Who's made the measurements?
Well, you using it as your evidence. So
Who's on first?
Yeah, but I don't know who's making these measurements. Do you?
no.
No.
Do you accept the measurements?
What measurements?
Well, the distance to oil rigs, the straightest road on Earth, the distance from your house to the shop.
If that's
Any-
what they say. I mean, again, I take it on faith. On faith, yeah, based on faith.
Ah,
I mean, they
so
didn't
you
measure
have
those
faith.
things.
Based
They
on
just
faith.
guessed.
Based on faith, yeah. On faith.
It says
Oh,
65 miles to the next exit. That's just a guess.
Based on faith, yeah. I have
So
faith that they
that's
got it right.
faith.
I have faith that I'll get to where I'm going, yeah.
Because somebody measured the distance.
Based, yeah, so I've got to base it on faith, yeah. What about you? Is it based on faith with you, Moleman?
No, it's based on practical demonstrations.
Excellent. So where are those practical
Yes.
demonstrations?
I use it almost daily when I drive. And I can predict flight time.
So you have faith that you'll
people
get to your
use it.
destination, right?
No, I make a prediction and then it comes true. So
Yeah. And
No
you have
faith.
faith there that your prediction is right.
no, I can demonstrate my prediction by arriving at exact time and
Yeah,
exact
but you
distance.
don't know if it's right. That's the whole point of a prediction.
Yes, that's
What?
why I do the prediction, and
So
it
you
turns
have
out
faith
to
that
be
it's
correct.
correct, and it turns out your faith held up
No.
and you were right.
No, no,
No?
no,
No.
no. I make a
No.
prediction and then I test it,
Right.
and it comes true.
You
So
hope
it's
it
not
comes
faith.
true. Came true, and got your
Yeah,
little religion.
so it's correct. No, it's not a religion if it comes true.
Well, if I pray for something, it comes true.
Well,
What does that mean?
that's a bit different than driving from
How
point
is
A to
it
point B.
different?
It's a coincidence, Chemo.
Yeah, it's physical.
What if it happens over and over again?
Well, then, if you pray for something and it comes true over and over and over again,
Yeah. Then what?
yeah, well, then you made predictions and those came true, and you have a thing there.
So what is that then?
Well, then it's your model is proving to be correct.
And then it's not faith.
Yes, if you can make predictions and those predictions turned out to be right, you
Fair enough. So
possibly
who's
have
who made those measurements to get your predictions?
I have no idea.
Got no idea who's measuring your world.
Yeah, I have no idea. But if I make predictions and test them, those turn out to be true.
Road engineers do.
Okay, so which one of those measured curve? Which one measured curvature?
The necessary antecedent for those measurements is a curved surface.
Who? What's
So you
his
can't
name?
plot those on.
What's the name of the people
The people, what people?
that measured the curvature?
No, you don't measure. You don't need to measure curvature.
Oh, you don't
If
measure
there's
curvature.
distances. Yeah, if there's distances.
You don't measure curvature.
Yeah. So you don't have to, because I mean, if you take points on a surface and measure distances
Who did
and
that?
directions between those points.
Who's done that?
Yeah, the
Well, you-
instrument called
you
a
can do it today.
theodolite and a rule.
Who's done that, mole man?
You can do it today. You can go on Google Earth, pick points on the surface, measure distances and directions between those points, and plot yourself a surface.
Yeah, but what about in the real world?
It is the real world.
You can take those measurements and then go and prove those by traveling those distances and headings. That's what people do.
There's the deception.
Yeah.
Well, it turns
That's
out,
fine,
like I said, no one's actually making these measurements, mole man. So
Well, those measurements.
You're believing in something that has no evidence.
But there is evidence, like flight
Right,
times.
where's the evidence
travel
of
times,
someone measuring
headings.
curvature?
No, I'm talking about the distances on the surface.
Yeah, but we're talking about curvature. Who's measured curvature?
Yeah, but I'm talking about the distances on the surface.
Did you measure those
In your-
distances?
Yeah, some of them, yeah.
Is a look?
You know, I haven't recorded it, but when I drove from my hometown to Helsinki, it was about 60 kilometers, and it turns out to be correct.
Well, let's have a look there. Let's prove it.
Well, I don't have the
You
measurements
don't
right
have any
now.
evidence. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, sure, and you don't have any evidence that you're
I
a
never
human.
said that I do. I see flat,
You are
observe
evil.
flat. We don't need any evidence. We observe flat.
So, do you have any
If he said he did it, then he
We don't
did
have
it.
a
He
model.
must stop being such a moron.
We don't have any of those things.
If you ever
You
get
have no
tired of doing the
evidence.
exact same thing every single time, well, what's the evidence? Well, let's see it. What's the evidence? Let's see it. When you've seen it
I'm
over
gonna-
and over and over.
I can play his game. You have no evidence for the observation of flat Earth.
We've never said we have evidence.
Yes, you have.
Okay, so you don't have evidence of the Earth observably flat, like you said just a minute
We
ago.
don't need any evidence.
Yes, you do.
Okay, so you have no.
You only need
Why did you
evidence
say that
for a
you have
wild
evidence?
claim. The Earth being flat is self-evident.
No, you just said that you observed.
Just
the
like
Earth.
I don't need
I
this
just
all
saying
in
that
my
you have no
ass.
evidence.
Yeah, right.
It's
Nothing
like,
is self-evident. The only thing
aggression
self-evident is that the Earth is a
being
globe.
blue. You don't need
That's the
evidence.
one
right.
self-evident thing in the world, Chemo. The only thing self-evident ever in the history of time has officially been that the Earth is a globe. The flat argument requires evidence.
Yeah,
You don't have
because
any
the
evidence.
distance is on the surface.
You don't have any evidence.
We don't need evidence.
You need evidence.
The
No,
distance.
So,
the
boy, this is good. This is how this goes. You say X, I say not X. You say Y, I say not Y. I say Z, you say not Z. I say A, you say not A. This is boring, Chemo. This is all you've ever done for your entire life. Do you have anything of substance to say?
Flat Earth has increased without
It's a
making any
naysayer.
claims whatsoever. Without any wild claims, we've seen the numbers grow from 1 to millions.
Prove it. Let's see the
We
evidence.
don't need any
not true.
evidence. All we need to do is expose the globe lie. People automatically
Let's
know
see the
Earth
evidence.
is flat.
Show us the evidence.
Their instincts kick in from the ancient
Show us the
world.
evidence.
This is just a monologue.
Yeah, if you want evidence involved.
Do you want evidence?
Show us the
of what?
evidence. Show us the evidence of how much Earth has grown. Show us the evidence of anything you've said. One thing, anything. Go.
Yeah, he said that
Well,
he doesn't need any
If
evidence.
you want to
He
join me
just
in
makes claims.
24/7, I can show you the amount of flat earthers in there.
It's decreased over time.
Yeah, it's decreasing the number of people.
That's self-evident, dude. It's decreased over time. It's self-evident.
They've got like 17 odd flatties in there now. You want to go and talk to them?
There used to be 27 about an hour ago, so clearly it's decreasing.
Yeah, how many did they have a year ago?
What, they've gone
400.
Yeah,
400.
decreasing.
Yeah, it's decreasing. It's basically died.
That's
Mo, you're not even a flat earther. What is this game?
well, all we like to
Born in a narcissist, and he just likes to make noise and have people yell.
What it is Scott's just turned the tables on him and he didn't like it. He fired the same questions back at him, put him on the spot, and Chemo folded as usual and went, yeah, we don't need the evidence. We've got all the evidence we need. All you have to do is look in the flat earth room. Bollocks, Chemo.
You don't require any of those.
My ass.
Yes, you do.
You big girl's blouse. Get on with it.
What we require is what we've been told, which is the Earth is a ball, spinning, flying through space.
Okay, if you don't require evidence, then neither does globe people.
The globe Earth.
Ah,
no,
so it's
you
just,
don't
it's just
require it,
religion.
neither
It's
do
just
we.
faith.
I agree.
That's fine, Hannah, that you have a religion. At
Well,
least
then
you believe
yours
in
is
something.
fake. Then yours is a religion.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, like, we can observe it, Hannah.
No, the flat Earth is a
Oh,
cult.
we can observe it,
Sorry.
Chemo.
Where do you observe the globe or curvature?
Everywhere we look, dude. What are you talking about?
You just
The
said that
name's
you have
not
no
Hannah.
evidence, so you don't observe it to be flat.
Hannah.
You just said that you have no evidence of the Earth being observably flat. So you don't observe it to be flat.
It's south.
Very
South.
good point, Moban. Very good point.
South. South evidence.
South?
There's no such thing as self-evident.
South. South evidence.
You're making stuff up. You're making words that have no meaning, dude.
It's clear and obvious to everyone with eyes.
Evidently not. Since you're
That's
such a
a
minority
claim.
and you're
You have
dying.
No, the only reason people believe is because it's what they were told in school.
Nope.
There's no
because of
other
the
reason
practical
for
demonstrations
anyone
of
to
like the-
believe they're on a ball other than what your teacher told you.
No.
No, that's horseshit.
So go on then, let's see something outside of the classroom where we can provide hardcore evidence that the Earth is a spinning
Yes,
curve.
let's see where we can provide hardcore evidence of your claim.
Yeah.
Of it being flat,
Yeah.
the higher you
Yes.
go, the horizon
No,
never
don't
ever
describe
curves.
it. Show it.
At any
The
height.
horizon does curve with altitude, plus it drops with altitude.
That's
And
with
that's
their,
not-
that's with their fisheye lens, wide angle lens.
No,
No.
no.
Well, that's interesting. The higher you go, the more of the globe you can see.
No, the higher
Yeah.
you go, well, that
Yeah,
wouldn't
they just-
work on a globe. The higher you go, you would start to look into space.
Yeah, because the horizon will drop. So at your eye level, you will be looking.
But
to
the
space.
horizon's not
Yeah.
physical.
Well, it is because water and air are physical.
So the Earth can't drop if the horizon's not physical.
Why are you looking at the non-physical horizon as your evidence for flat Earth? Because it's not physical, so it can't tell you the shape of anything.
Veach bit the dust. See, for him, it's a very touchy subject. You know, especially what with the family affairs and all that kind of
knock it
stuff.
off, you cunt.
No, he gets tired of your monologuing. That's all.
Yeah.
No, he hates the fact that, you know, he's been lied to on the highest of
And
levels.
the crap you
And
say
you-
about NASA is pretty disgusting.
Think about
And
it.
you had to,
in
you
your
had
own
to skip
household,
from
you're
my
being lied
claim.
to. In your own
So-
household. So you wake up,
Chemo,
you're
just
being lied
fucking
to.
stop it, Will.
You go
you?
to
For
bed,
fuck's sake.
you've been
And
lied to.
why do you look at the non-physical horizon to give you a physical shape? Isn't that like a bit mental?
No, because the horizon will tell us if the Earth is dropping away or not. But it turns out, because the horizon's not physical, there can't be any drop.
Then it can't tell you about the shape.
So we're not claiming any shape. Flat's not a shape, duh.
A flat is not a shape.
Duh.
Okay, so you don't know the shape of the Earth.
Oh my god! What is wrong with you? No, nobody knows the shape of the Earth.
Okay. Hopefully, we know, but you're saying that it
Chemo,
can be a
that's silly.
sphere too.
We know
You're
there is
silly.
no curvature. That's all we know.
You're silly, silly,
No, but
silly, silly.
you're looking at something non-physical.
Of course, unless you
Why
go
you
with
won't?
the biblical cosmology, where, you know, God's like, it doesn't move, it's stationary,
Yeah,
dome, and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah, that's all
other than that,
horseshit.
that's all the information we have of where we live.
No,
That's
that's
all
not
horseshit.
information.
Okay,
Yeah,
what
that's not
other information?
information.
Alright, fine. What other information do we have of where we live?
We have
Oh
pictures.
gosh.
Pictures?
Satellites.
Satellites?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, show one satellite in space.
What do you mean show a satellite in space?
Exactly. Right? Not possible
That
to show
isn't-
things that
that
don't
isn't an
exist.
answer to my question, but
Just show a satellite orbiting the Earth.
I'm gonna go watch some videos. You're ridiculous.
Yeah.
Have
I mean,
a good day,
if
Hannah.
you-
Have a good day. You tried.
If you argued in good confidence, it would be one thing.
Well,
But
he
you're
Tried,
not.
sweetie. Next
Because
time,
there's a
you know,
Oh, it's
again, just
possible
revise
point.
the arguments. Again, it's different today, Hannah. Today, the flat earther has the black swan. Today, the flat earther has gravity not being a force.
What's,
So, you know,
what-
back
what's,
then, Hannah, you guys were tying us up in knots. I'll have to admit it. We were
Sorry,
all...
sorry. Newton is still Newton, and it still works.
Anna, all those years ago, you were absolutely
Anna.
smacking us left, right, and centre. We were in a tizzle. We didn't know what to do, what to say, how to act. But we just knew we had something, and now that something is coming to fruition because we've recognised the horizon's not physical. That is a globe killer, Anna, a globe killer. You cannot come back from this. Also, gravity not being a force, and Einstein talking about the bending of space-time is like a revelation for flat earthers. Because now you don't have an actual acceleration.
Do you understand? Do you understand the theory of the Einstein?
Relativity? No, he does not.
So why are you talking, mate?
He can't do.
It's funny. He's saying that
It's fucking retarded.
he's saying that if I put water in a bucket and spin it above my head, the water cannot hold to the bottom of the bucket because it's an apparent force,
Yeah.
a centrifugal force.
What a dummy, man.
Yeah.
No. What was
Last time when I have a conversation with Kimo, when I have put it everything in kilometers, he cannot do the calculation because they are not in miles, and now he's talking about Einstein.
No.
Yeah,
Chemo's
better
an
if you do
imbecile. Miz is a dummy.
better if you do it in miles for us. A lot easier. And
He knows this stuff. He's just.
Better do it in fucking shapes with crayon by the sounds of it.
It's
Hannah,
funny
we've
that
come a long way, Hannah. I'm trying to explain this to you. Not like
it's
before.
funny that he says that you need a force for
Yeah.
water to stick on a
It is
sphere.
like before.
It's
Exactly.
nothing like before. Because, like I said, without that geometry, the globe earthers have nowhere to go other than
We do
abuse flat
have.
earthers.
Other than
You
what?
said-
We're going to go to Mars or the moon instead, are we? All right then.
Oh my
in your
God.
dreams, in your
Oh my God,
dreams.
Kimo, we have observations from a very long distance of the Earth. We have ISS. We have things that are flying most closer to the thermosphere. And what are you talking about, mate? You're still juggling with those sentences with nonsense. We have everything what we want if you want to observe the round Earth. And you are staying with the horizon in the 2021 when the people are sending people in space. You're a joke, mate.
So how do you have gas pressure then without this container?
Well, there is gas pressure in space also, so there is no need for a
Where's
container.
the pressure
Exactly.
come from?
You earlier said that you need a force for water to stick on a
Where does the
sphere.
pressure come from in space?
I have no idea.
You just
There is
make it
pressure.
up as you go along. Why do you tell us
there
these
is pressure.
stories?
It's been measured, but
Why
well,
would,
you
we
said-
want to why would we want to change something perfectly
That's another
geometrically
falsehood.
flaming made in a
Objection.
three-dimensional world that we see things in, and then try and go and find something that's the complete opposite and flat? I mean, we don't even need that flat crap, do we? Really? We've got everything we need here on the real world, the globe. You know, this is the real world you're in now, Chemo.
Now think
Actually
about it.
talking
Poor
to
V,
us.
right? He's growing up thinking space is a real place. I'm part of that. I've got a great legacy. Grows up, turns out none of it
It's
is
not
real.
about Veach.
They used zero-G
But,
planes.
you said that a force is needed for water to stick on a sphere. Do you stand by that?
Water?
It's
That's
about
a
you
gas,
looking
gas,
for
gas.
something to an alternative of a world that you already live in.
Gas. Not water.
No,
Water
but you
needs
said-
water requires a container. Large bodies
So-
of water
so
need a
water-
container.
So they can stick on a sphere.
Thick.
Yeah. So I heard you said earlier that you need a force for water to stick on a sphere.
No. I'm talking about gas.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, because the gas will shoot off into space if there's not a force to hold down the atmosphere, right?
Why does it stick or fuck off into space?
Pardon?
Why would it fuck off into space?
Because you've got all this high energy next to low
What
energy.
Next to? So there's no gradient. There's 14.7, and then there's 10 to the negative 17 right next to it. So the clock.
Even no, we've got a system. So it doesn't matter if it's a gradient or not. The idea is that you have one system next to another system, which is scientifically impossible.
Well, we have a system here that has 760 torr, and at the top of Mount Everest we have 252 torr, and they're right next to each other.
Kimo, you have been done with the claim because it's scientifically unprovable. Can you demonstrate for us, please?
Absolutely. If we take a vacuum chamber, yes.
No, we don't talk about the vacuum chambers here.
Yeah,
we are talking about we are talking about the age of space between the Earth atmosphere and the space. We are talking about those things. We are not talking about vacuum chambers.
Look,
No. We are talking about the age of the Earth atmosphere. Edge of the Earth atmosphere.
Edge.
Yes. Sorry, my English is so
broken.
I'm so sorry, my friend.
That's all right. Edge. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't be a flat earther on this argument.
All right. I thought you said age. Edge. Go on.
Edge.
All right.
And the space, edge of the Earth atmosphere and space is not a vacuum chamber there. So can you prove for me? Can you prove for me? Can you prove for me? Because it's a vacuum chamber implied.
Space is one
in those two equations. No, we are talking about the age of the Earth atmosphere and the space. Can you prove for me? Because it's a vacuum chamber in the meantime, in the middle or somewhere.
Okay, try to listen.
No, I'm talking about this particular subject. You have been done at the claim because something cannot exist according to another system. Can you explain to me where is the vacuum chamber? No.
What's going on here?
Come with the proof, and after that, come with the claim.
Right, you're confused.
No, I'm not confused.
Let's say we have a cup of tea. I'll break it down nice and simple for you.
No, I'm talking about the edge of the Earth atmosphere and the space.
Right, so let's say we've got a hot cup of atmosphere, right? Next to
what is your demonstration on this? It's a cup of tea on the edge of the Earth atmosphere.
No, that's a presupposition.
No, it's not a presupposition. You have been made the claim. I want you to demonstrate for me because those things cannot cooperate each other, and those things.
It's a big idea.
It's not a big idea.
I hope you scale down also the distances with it.
So your idea, we're going to test your
hundreds
idea.
and kilometers. No, it's not my idea. It's something that you have been claimed.
No, that's your claim.
No. How to be my claim? If you claim it because those systems they cannot coexist each other.
You said. I mean, the claim is.
No, don't put words in my mouth. You claim it something. Come with the proof.
Look, the model, your model, it tells us there is one system next to another system. That's the idea. So when we try and test your idea, yes, this idea cannot be tested.
Come with a claim because those systems cannot coexist each other. Come with a demonstration.
You're not listening.
Yes, I'm listening. I'm listening very well.
What are those two systems in our model?
Try to understand what I'm saying. We were told, okay, all of us here together, we were all told there is one system next to another system.
What are those two systems?
Right, so that's the right question, Decoders. Do you hear that? Right?
No, it's not the right question. It's the question that you want to escape. I want a scientific proof.
You're asking me for the proof.
I want a scientific proof of those things.
No, again,
that
is what
cannot
we were
coexist
told.
each other.
No, we were told. I don't know what you were told, but we were told. Okay, there is a system here and a system above us. You understand? Now I don't have to prove that. Because that's just the idea that we were told at school. Understand? So now, we go to test this idea of one system next to another system without a container.
What are those systems? What are those systems?
We're told one system has gas Other system has no gas.
No, that's not what we're told.
That's
There
the
is
system.
gas in space. No, that's not what we're told.
There is a lot of gas in space, Kimo. A lot.
Yeah.
Billions of
Well, it's not
trillions of
space then, is
tons
it?
of
Not space.
Well, it is space. You
It is
have the
space,
different
Kimo.
definition of
That's
space
not
than
space.
normal
Space
human.
is a vacuum.
No, it's not
No.
a vacuum.
Yes,
Who told you
it
that
is.
it's a vacuum? No,
Space,
it's
that's
not.
what we were. Again, this is what we were taught.
Kimo, if
Who
you are
taught
stupid and you don't understand what is space,
All right, let's Google
Who
space.
taught you?
Is space
Google.
a vacuum?
Google.
Google it.
Yeah,
Google. No,
let's
Google.
Google.
No, Google.
Google
Google
gases
the
in space.
pressure of space.
And
Google the
gases in
pressure of
space.
space. Yeah,
Because
that's the claim.
Because
That's the claim.
okay, so it's a
Oh, wait.
hard vacuum. They've changed the definition of space, but it's still a very low system. Next to a very
it's a
high
low system, so it still has pressure. So there's pressure next to pressure.
Where does the pressure come from?
I don't give a fuck. We can measure the pressure.
This
That's
pressure
stupid.
is measured, Kimo.
Yeah.
What are you talking?
So when you
That's
say
like saying,
pressure,
where does reality come from? Where does reality come from for you to talk here?
when you say pressure, you're accepting there is a container. You cannot have pressure without the container.
Adam, Kimo, nobody's talking about containers here. We are talking about the age of the Earth and the meeting with the space. We are not talking about containers. We are not talking about gases that we imply to exist and coexist each other in dumb things that you want to be. The gases are exactly like they are described in schools. You have been on school at least to understand what is the gas and how it's behaving.
But we've never been explained where the pressure comes from.
So dumb.
And we know we cannot have gas pressure, again, scientifically, without the container.
Scientifically, you can have gas pressure without the container without a problem. The gases existed in space, Kimo.
Well, that's fine. That's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. What? It's fine. It's
That
exactly
gas
contradicting
is
your
everywhere.
system.
Yes, there's not a void or a vacuum. I'm happy with that. But it still requires that the gas to have pressure requires a container. So you're
Doesn't
admitting
require
that
a
we live in
container, Kimo, because they're existing everywhere. The gas is existing everywhere, Kimo.
Yes, but if there's
you're a
pressure-
contradiction. You're a contradiction in your mind.
Well, no, we've
by,
just cleared up the
by
fact
the way
that
implying those things.
we've just cleared up the fact that space is not. There isn't two systems. There's only one system where gas
No,
is
it's one
everywhere.
system.
That's the most important thing, is that we've got you guys to concede that there is no
conceding
vacuum of
nothing.
space. The most
Kimo.
important thing.
Just
So we don't
corrected you
we don't need to
vacuum
argue
is
that
a
question
true
anymore.
Vacuum and it's actually low pressure chemo because you used to think that, and we have to correct you. You're gaslighting the past again, mate.
We don't have to argue if gas pressure is next to a vacuum any further, because all the gas is in one place, in one area. Good news.
and what about Jupiter? What about is made out of gas? 100% gas. Maybe it have a hard core. We don't know yet. Maybe can have a hard
No.
core.
We were under the
But-
impression that gas was
What
next
about the
to a
sun?
vacuum.
What about the sun created by
They're
gas?
all in the same system now, according to Kimo, because there's pressure everywhere in the universe, so he has no issue with the
With
No,
planets.
there's no issue with that,
Yeah.
man. Yes, it's all
Yeah.
under.
So you don't have a cover up to cover
Yeah,
your dome.
he has to concede.
Yeah, there's no
Yes.
argument here. It's all under one system.
Yeah.
I was arguing
Thank
for
you,
two
Kimo.
systems.
Thank you, Kimo. This is the second day when you embarrass yourself. That's it for me. Maybe somebody else will carry on.
Well, at least
I'm
we
at work.
at least
I
we
have to
recognise
do
there
some
is
work.
only one system, which is just atmosphere, gas, and obviously we know you cannot have gas next to a vacuum. That is ridiculous, as we understand.
We don't have any perfect vacuums anywhere.
But that's good. That's good news.
Yeah, it
I
is.
didn't realise
You
that.
don't need a dome. Yeah.
Well, how'd you get the pressure?
Well, I don't know. I haven't been to the edge of the universe to see where it comes from.
Well, we know scientifically it requires a container.
So then the universe could be contained.
There you go, even better. This is great. We're making strides here. This is fantastic.
Yep.
Perfect. That's all we're looking for, guys, is the concessions. The conceding that we are in one system. There aren't two systems where there is a vacuum next to gas pressure. It's all gas everywhere.
Yep.
It is wonderful.
It is.
I'm going to title this one Glober Concedes. There's no two systems. There's only one system.
Sure, yeah. There's just gas pressure. Yep.
Just gas pressure. This is great. And everyone agrees,
Yep.
yes? Let me just double check. Does everyone agree? With Mole Man here? Gas is everywhere? This is wonderful news.
Yeah, that's the globe. Heliocentric.
I don't hear. Hold on. You could be. I don't hear the support here, Mole Man. Hold on a second. Globers, do you agree with Mole Man?
What was the premise? Mole Man's premise?
Mole Man's saying that gas is everywhere
No,
now.
I can tell you what I mean.
Yeah. Gas is everywhere. Gas is everywhere.
Yeah,
it's not a vacuum.
There's no place in the universe.
24/7.
One at a time, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it would be better if I could say what my point was, but.
Well, you've already made your point. We're trying to find if anyone agrees with your point.
Yeah, but I'm telling to Globus what my premise was.
All right, go on then.
I know your premise and I understand it very well.
Yeah, so in the Earth there is pressure, and in space there is pressure 10 to the negative 17, which is a positive number.
Correct.
So in the universe there is no place with zero pressure.
Correct.
That's the claim.
Good.
Okay,
Correct.
that's the claim.
Yes, that's the claim.
Yeah,
And can you disprove it?
Kimo agrees with it.
So gas everywhere.
Gas is everywhere.
Is what Kimo was saying.
Gas is everywhere. Yeah.
Gas is
Yes.
everywhere.
Cool.
Yes.
Excellent. Yes. You listening, guys? Old Globers. The new Globers are saying gas is everywhere. So again,
Oh,
Hannah,
thank you, God.
Hannah, things are
It's not a new
changing. You
claim.
see, Hannah.
It's not a new
What do you want?
claim.
Before Hannah, there was vacuum of space and gas next to it. Now, gas is
No,
everywhere.
Kimo, never it
See?
have in
said
vacuum in space.
Oh, well, you weren't there in the olden days when we used to have to argue how do you have gas pressure next to a vacuum. But now, we've moved forward and gas is everywhere.
Can you cite a source saying that there's zero pressure in space,
That
please?
was the old argument. We accept
Can
it.
you cite it?
No, I accept
you
it.
cite it?
No, I accept it.
It's making
Gas is
shit up.
everywhere.
No, but can you cite
No,
the
I
old
cannot. I
globe
agree
argument?
with you. Gas is
Ah,
everywhere.
yeah, because it's horseshit. No one claims that there's zero pressure in space.
Okay.
Never claimed that.
Okay, gas is
Yep.
everywhere.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Yep.
10 to the negative 17 torr is a positive number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of that is
Only unless you're a flat earther, then it's a negative number.
Negative, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And if you want to calculate everything in miles.
Yeah.
No, I'm satisfied the fact that there is no high pressure next to a vacuum.
I mean, that can't happen. You can't have high pressure right next to a vacuum.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's why there's always a pressure gradient. Yeah.
Great, because I was under the impression that gravity was holding the gas down to the Earth, and then there was space beyond that point. But that's fine. Gas is everywhere. I accept that. What Marman is telling us. Good news.
Yep.
There, we're making strides. No more vacuum space.
So space is real then.
Yes,
Yeah,
they don't have a dome.
Space has gas in it.
Space is real.
Yeah,
We live in space, duh.
I don't.
Yes, we do.
Well,
Gas is everywhere.
Earth is in space.
Yeah, but there's more gas down here than there is up there. That's why we can breathe it.
Yeah, but it was
Yep.
still in space. It's still gas.
No, we're not. We're not in space per se.
Yeah, we
That's
are
not
in
how we
space.
define
Gas is
space.
everywhere.
Yes, but we're not in space.
That's not the definition of space.
So what's in
Pressure is
space?
a
Well,
definition of space.
Technically, we are in space.
Ah, you
Yes.
see?
Space.
Nice.
We are in
Don't give me
space.
slimy little cunt an inch.
Ah, farmers, you got that one wrong, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you
Oh,
failed,
I'm not in
Bombers.
space. I don't
Massive
need space
fail.
to. I'm not in
Failure.
space. Big
He's
failure.
talking about him
Put that in your
personally.
pipe,
and not in
farmers.
space.
I am not in space.
Pop that one in your pipe,
But
farmers.
technically, you are.
I don't smoke.
Technically,
Well,
farmers.
the planet's in space, and
Technically,
we're on
farmers,
the
you
planet,
are
so
in space.
technically we are.
The planet's in space, but we're not. We're on the planet
Technically,
inside Earth's
we are. So
atmosphere.
put that in your
Oh,
pipe,
yeah.
farmers.
Aren't you on the planet?
Yes, we
No,
are on
he-
the planet with the atmosphere.
Chemo's not. He's
And
he's
we
not
are inside of that
outside.
atmosphere.
Yeah, this
That's our
argument is like
dome.
saying that I'm in a water because I'm on a boat.
So anyway, at least
I mean,
we now
what-
know gas is everywhere. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
That's what we've known for
A
For
long time.
1,000. For, no,
over
for
100 years.
yeah,
Yeah.
closer to 200 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've come a long way.
Should have told the astronauts then, because they were wearing spacesuits.
They know it.
Silly idiots.
You need a
They
spacesuit
already
with
know it.
low pressure.
Awfully cold out there in
Chemo,
space.
you know when he says there's gas everywhere, there's different amounts of gas.
Leave him alone to feel because he's smart, but he's dumb as crap.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. We'll give him his moment of yeah.
He doesn't understand, everything on numbers, but he implying Einstein.
I know.
Yes,
his life
Einstein is the
I love how Europeans say Einstein. Einstein.
We like
Vista Berliner.
It's funny for us too, Hannah.
Vista Berliner.
Nein, wie geht es? Dir? Haha.
So now it's clear how rockets can operate.
Good.
Because obviously you need something to push off.
No, you still
everywhere.
got that horribly wrong.
This makes perfect
You need
sense now.
thrust.
Now your
Oh,
model starts to make a
fuck.
little bit more sense with rockets flying around.
No
in the
wonder you haven't
atmosphere.
got a fucking job. Who'd employ you?
So as long as we have
You're so
the
fucking gormless.
as long as we have the answers to
Even Amazon would say, no thanks, no, you're
as
fine.
long as we have the answers to the questions we're asking for, there are a few problems.
Kimo, how are you gonna answer on the interview question? Where you gonna see you? When you gonna see yourself from 5 years from now?
One of our biggest problems was how do rockets
Still here
operate
bitching.
in an
Yeah.
area that has no gas?
Still
And you
being
guys
a
were
Du
telling-
bist hier schon in der Krankenhaus. Yeah.
you guys were telling us, oh wow, you don't need anything to push off, but if
You
there's
don't.
something
Wie
there,
lange?
if there is something there to
Thrust.
push off. There's gas for it to push off. So there's no
Oh, you
problem.
need something to push off, and the rocket is what you're pushing off of.
There is pressure in space, so that pressure is going to give the rocket something to push.
Oh.
Okay, so you now accept that the ISX exists, and we've been to space to take pictures of the Earth.
An aeroplane, yeah, just an aeroplane.
I just
Du
saw-
bist
no, it's
schnell,
not.
Kimo.
It's not an aeroplane, silly boy.
Yeah.
It's got all the aerodynamic properties of a barn door.
Exactly.
No, but it's a YouTube bomber, which doesn't exist.
Yes.
Well,
yeah, a
those
U-2
pictures,
bomber.
those pictures would be accepted if we can find real-world curvature. But unfortunately,
Did you find it on
one's-
those pictures?
no one's been able to measure the real-world curvature to match those.
Oh my
pictures.
God,
Blah,
Kimo!
blah, blah.
Shut up with those
Uh,
stupid arguments, Kimo.
Oh,
we have
yeah.
measured all the time.
Who's made a
What's wrong?
measurement? Stop
So,
dreaming.
the
Stop
one-
making
the one-
things
the
up,
one
stop
that
lying,
can be-
stop telling
the one-
stories.
The
Who's
one
made a
that can be
measurement?
proved for me, the one that can be proved for me, you cannot calculate it, unfortunately. I have the exactly calculations from Dr. Nightingale, he was using the VLBI telescopes, yeah, and he have been measured the world with the error of inch.
Oh, really?
I think yes, but
a
you
look.
cannot calculate it because you're so dumb.
Let's have
I'm
a look
gonna
then.
give it
Let's
to
see what he
you.
did.
I'm gonna give it to you if you want.
Let's
but
take a look
can-
at what he
can-
did
can
then.
I
Do you have a
He's gonna
explain?
ignore
citation?
it. You do know that, don't you? He's just going to fucking ignore it.
Do you have a
One second, I have-
citation, Decodus?
Because that's what he does.
One second. I'm gonna give you
Oh,
the
let's have a
citation,
look at the
but I have,
citation.
but I have to zip into my files and I have to see what it is.
Okay, do whatever you need to do to demonstrate that curvature has been actually measured and matches up with those images, those fake images from, well, it's not even space now, is it? It's from the atmosphere, right?
I think I might have to go and watch Jeremy Clark.
Gerne, das ist die Marken, Kimo.
So, like I said, you guys have been lied to. We're discovering now that
Yeah,
space
by
is...
you. You keep
By
lying.
you every day, Kimo. That's the real
lied.
truth.
You
I thought you were
lie
going to get
and
those measurements,
lie.
Decodus.
Oh,
Where are
you
they?
do.
Yeah, we're after the measurement, Decodus. Come on.
What's going on?
Come on, mate. Cough up, bro.
Oh, is it Giannatasatimakan, yeah?
What are you on about, Tao?
I'm trying
No
to
one
speak
knows,
German.
mate. No one cares.
Come on.
This is an English-only server.
This is the doctor. It's an Italian doctor that have been working together with Dr. Nightingale. You have the measurements from his telescope.
Yeah.
No telescope. Yeah.
Yeah.
You fucking English. Yeah. Take it. It's there.
You've got
of the heavens with
what?
his
Oh, you've got your
telescope.
own little Bible here, and think your Bible proves curvature.
So they are the numbers that have been getting out by the electronic system. Yeah. And inside of that, you have all the calculations. If you know how to compute the calculations, I'm very curious if you know how to calculate those things. You're gonna have everything what you needed here. The size of the Earth, the movement of the Earth in that particular measurements, everything.
Yeah. Okay, so again, this is your Bible. Where are the practical demonstrations of your scriptures?
Mate, those are proper things done by the scientists.
I know you
This is
believe
not the
that.
Bible.
I know that's what you think is true, but can you demonstrate it to be true?
I told you, you're not gonna agree with that.
Yeah, I can demonstrate for you, mate. I can just get Stellarium up and show you what sidereal times are and all that shit. You know.
Now, for hundreds of years... Go on, Globus, sorry.
No, I was just laughing at old mate saying Stellarium's proof of anything.
Quite right.
Well,
Now, for
it's
hundreds of years, Decodus, you know, they've tried to figure out how big the Earth was over the years, but no one actually measured it practically. Now, guys like yourself,
Kimo,
It's difficult to talk over God, Mike. You know.
Kimo, if you don't know how to measure it yourself, doesn't mean the other people they don't know how to measure it. Come on, don't be so silly.
well, what people? Where are they? Who?
All the people who have the access to technology.
You've been lied
for
to,
example,
Decodus.
for example, Google Earth, they have been using the Canada arm, from the ISS, and they have been put a radar on it, and they have been measured everything, and you have the measurements together with the Dr. Nodell inside inside of the Google Earth right now. What are you talking about, Kimo? If you don't know those things, shut up, mate.
Okay, so we're trying to point out, or at least I am, Globus also, you've been lied to. None of what you're saying can be verified by any...
Google Earth have been built like a nonsense thing. We have something like Google Earth, but no, it's from our imagination. Every number that is put there is from our imagination.
Google Earth?
Yes.
And you know, Kimo, that everything you say is a lie because none of what you say can be verified.
What am I saying?
Well, anything you say, you're claiming gas needs a force to stay on Earth.
Oh, we sorted that out. Gas is everywhere.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, okay, sure.
You don't need a force now. We've got a container. Gas fills the space. It's everywhere.
Yeah, there's gas everywhere, yeah.
I'm happy with that, yeah.
So have you seen the container?
Don't even need gravity, apparently.
No, just need a container.
Oh, we have a good pressure
Where's the
gradient.
container?
Yeah, but you wouldn't
What
have
container?
gravity if gas is everywhere.
What container, my friend? Who needs container
there's no need for
gases?
gravity.
No need for gravity
It's
if
just-
gas
it's
is
just
everywhere.
everywhere,
Duh.
right? Yeah. What's the point of it?
Exactly. Gravity was supposed to pull the gas to the Earth. Duh. But you've just said gas is everywhere. How is it everywhere? All over the universe. Duh.
We have a pressure gradient.
Revise your story.
No, I'm not revising my story. There's still pressure in.
There's the gas everywhere, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's
Yeah. You don't need
Yes,
gravity in this case.
Why you cannot understand? Because gases can be rarefied or can be very dense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
We've
that's
cleared it up.
higher
There's no
pressure.
issue here. Gas is
Higher
everywhere.
pressure closer to the Earth's surface and less pressure when you
Less
leave the
pressure
surface.
to
Yeah,
on the top.
we know. Yeah, you cannot have pressure without the container.
You can't have pressure without the container,
It's not
Kimo.
equal everywhere.
What you say, Dakotas?
It's not equal,
It's
obviously.
You
Dakotas,
can have
gas is
gas
everywhere,
pressure without a
but
container.
it's not
did you
equal
just say?
everywhere.
Exactly, yeah, can be rarefied on the higher elevations because the gravity doesn't.
How do you scientifically have gas pressure without a container?
Very easy.
Hey?
Very easy.
All you need is all you need is a surface.
What?
What is it? What is it pressing up against?
Exactly.
Any surface.
Pressing
Come on,
up
guys.
against.
Press. Sure.
Where does it
Press.
get its
Sure.
acceleration from?
From a surface.
What, in space? What's the surface in space?
Well,
For every point that it have huge masses, they're gonna attract other gases.
Yeah.
It's easy like that. If you don't understand that, it's not my problem.
So why aren't there huge gas balls in space when we look up?
It's called a star.
Yeah.
Huge gas balls.
Fuck, man.
When you look up.
What, so you're saying the gas from here moves light years away to form stars?
No, it doesn't originate
Kimo.
here.
Oh my God, Kimo. Oh my God, Kimo. You're so dumb if you make those arguments.
Are you deliberately showing your inability to understand?
He's retarded by deliberately.
So why aren't we seeing gas clouds then in space?
They are.
Those are nebulas. Fuck, man.
The nebulas, the red, blue, yellow, they're all different colours, you know.
Well, you don't, but
different
by the
gases. Hydrogen, you know, oxygen, sulfur.
Good question. Why can't we see gas giants or gas clouds?
Well, then give us a look then. Let's have a look at one of these gas giants in space.
The reason why we can't see them is because we need to use filters like hydrogen alpha and oxygen and sulfur.
Where are these gas clouds in space?
And pull the gas clouds out of the colours, and then you can see the gas clouds. But with the naked eye, no, sorry, you can't, because the spectrum don't go that far.
Hold on, Tom. So you're saying, Dan, the gases, like the stars that move in their orbits or move around, were formed from the atmosphere?
They were formed from gas clouds.
So
we're talking about the gases from the atmosphere.
See them, Chemo.
In the space.
I didn't say they were formed from our atmosphere. They were formed from gas clouds, nebulas.
But that's what we're talking about, the gas that leaves the Earth.
But that's not what we're talking about. You're saying that. None of us said that.
Yeah, we're talking about the vacuum of space next to gas pressure. You're saying, well, we were just told there is no vacuum. It's gas everywhere.
Kimo. Yes.
Yes, to varying amounts. The further you go away, there's less and less gas.
There's less and less gas until what?
It never reaches zero, but there's less and less.
Until what?
Until nothing.
It approaches zero.
Until your brain bursts, mate.
So, where are these gases getting their acceleration from?
From the things that are heavy.
They're ionized gases and they're riding
from their own magnetosphere.
Dan, where are they getting their acceleration from?
Fields.
There's all sorts of factors.
All sorts of factors, like what?
All sorts of things.
Like what?
It could be magnetism of whatever. The Earth's magnetism. There's some particles of our atmosphere that escape. They reach escape velocity, so they go out into space.
The fields push outwards. Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of things. There's gas from the freaking Big Bang, right?
The universe is still expanding, bro. Yep.
Okay, we're talking about the gas here next to a vacuum. But you're telling us it's not a vacuum.
What vacuum? There is no vacuum.
There's no vacuum.
Shut up
it's
with
gas
the vacuum.
everywhere. So as you go up, there's gas everywhere.
It's light.
Everything that is created needs an origin or a locality. So why couldn't this Big Bang be local? There you go. Our universe was created where it is, so it must have been local. There you go. So there's your Big Bang.
How come gravity doesn't affect all gas and keep it down here where it's supposed to be?
Oh my God!
Why does some escape and some doesn't? How does gravity choose between?
Dan, you want to answer these points?
What do you know about escape velocity? How much is the speed of escape velocity?
No, answer my question instead of asking another question.
To answer your question, you need to understand the escape velocity.
No, to answer my question, you need to actually answer it.
Yes.
How does gravity choose between some particles and not others? How does that selection process happen?
Law of entropy, my friend.
Ionized right? So there's
Danny, you
plasma
answer this
sheets.
question. We want to know how some of the
Who's that
gases
idiot
are escaping
fucking
and some are
rambling?
not. Why is gravity pulling some and allowing some others to escape?
Boltzmann.
The idiot's
Boltzmann
actually
for
telling
that.
you about the mechanism in which you're asking.
Where
The
does
way
this
that these gases
energy
escape
come from? Because
is
as the gas
No,
goes...
no. I said, how does it
Excuse-
choose between different
it
gases?
doesn't.
I didn't ask.
It's
It
not
doesn't?
that gravity's choosing. It's that there are other forces that are stronger than gravity that are
Which are?
excelling it.
What are
Which
those
are,
forces?
Those are the ionized gases.
What
the electric
ionized
force.
gases?
Those are the gases that are escaping.
What ionized gases?
The gases are ionized and then they are escaping.
How are they ionized? What are you talking
They are
about?
ionized
Natural
by
gases are
electric
not
field.
ionized.
Oh yes, they are, especially in
No,
the
they
upper
are
atmosphere
not.
of Earth.
Well,
Who the
that's just a
fuck is
belief.
this moron?
Where'd you get this
How about you
information from?
actually? Who the fuck is this moron? How
Where
about you
are
actually?
you getting
You're
your
the moron.
information
You don't
from?
even
How about you
understand what
actually?
you're talking about. You're trying to debunk
I
a
do
flat
understand what I'm
earther,
talking about.
but you don't even know your own model.
Okay, it's just noise.
I don't have a
now,
model,
so-
you absolute twat. Now you're
so
making
you
shit
are
up.
a flat earther.
Oh
Okay,
no,
that makes
shit
more
I
sense.
am.
Well, that makes a lot more sense as to why you're so stupid about this.
Oh, okay, great argument.
I made the mistake of thinking that you were actually a
Well,
baller for a
you
second
do make a
there,
lot of mistakes
and
because
then
you're a
you
dumb
were-
fuck.
You don't even know who I am.
Doesn't surprise
you
me at
moron.
all. I don't give a fuck who you are, you dumb fuck.
Right. So
Alright,
you're
this is
literally
not even a
understanding
conversation.
the mechanism that
Continue
I'm giving
talking
you is a real
bullshit. I don't give a
mechanism.
shit. What mechanism are you talking about? You're talking about theoretical gases being ionized. How about you actually talk about the gases that are here on Earth that we breathe?
Theoretical
Those
gas.
are the ones that we're referring to.
What's a theoretical gas?
Yeah, put yourself on mute, fucker.
I want to know
Theoretical
what is a theoretical gas.
This ionized crap that you're talking about, that's not natural gas, which is the gas that we're actually referring
Not
to.
natural gas?
Natural gas, another claim.
What's a not natural gas?
You're talking about ionized gases, which is not what in the topic of discussion at the moment. We're talking about the gases that we actually breathe, the ones that are created here on Earth. Yeah, those
They're not
ones.
created. Who creates them?
Poor guy doesn't even know that
Oh
the
my
gases
God.
that you breathe here on Earth can easily be ionized as soon as they reach
They
an
can
electric
be
field.
ionized, but are they ionized?
Yes,
no.
they are. Yeah,
No,
in the
they're
upper
not.
atmosphere they are. Yeah, they
Do you
are.
breathe ionized gas?
Can somebody else?
Upper atmosphere? Are we talking about the upper atmosphere?
It's not just
We're talking
me
about the
saying
gases
yes,
that are
uh-huh, and him
produced
saying
here
nuh-uh.
on ground. We're talking about the gases
Yeah,
produced
asshole.
here on
We are
ground
talking
level.
about those.
Hey,
That's what we're
asshole.
talking about. That's what we're
No,
talking
we're
about.
not. You're talking about ionized gases, which is not the
Yeah,
ones that
you're
we
talking
breathe.
about them
if you're talking- if
okay,
you're talking
there's a
about-
big difference.
This is not
okay,
a conversation. I don't know where this has gone. This has gone.
If you're talking about
We were having
the
a nice
gas
conversation.
that escape, it's not the gas that we breathe here because the
And now everyone's
gases don't
shouting.
escape from your mouth into space.
Well, suddenly we're talking about ionized gases. Fuck knows why.
There's a whole bunch of mechanics which cause particles to escape our atmosphere.
Our atmosphere. So we're losing hydrogen and helium constantly. If you don't know that.
There's solar winds. There's ultraviolet radiation. There's just kinetic energy of the particles themselves. They can cascade. Certain particles can add
That's why-
to each other's velocity until some of them reach an escape velocity.
That's why I have put you and I have noticed that Boltzmann for this. But you're so ignorant, and I don't know if you know about Boltzmann.
And I don't know why you're asking us for this list. I mean, you could just Google it, and it has a whole list of these things. I posted a link for you guys since you so desperately wanted to know.
You just need to make your mind up. Is space a vacuum, or does space have gas?
Space have
Space has
gas, but it's extremely rarefied, mate. How can I
When we
explain it to you
create
more?
a vacuum here on Earth, we remove the gas. That's what a vacuum
Because you
is.
have you're surrounded by gases.
You can't remove all the gases from the
Yes.
vacuum chamber. There's always gases inside the
and
vacuum
the
chamber.
radiations that are getting in the vacuum chamber is not gonna be a complete vacuum.
You
man.
might say
It's-
there's gas in that container, but it's not reading any pressure.
It is reading pressure.
Who's not reading pressure? Where?
Yeah.
Where's it? What's the pressure reading?
What? 1 second. Where is not reading pressure to answer to your question?
Oh man, what's the pressure reading?
Well, you said that it doesn't read zero, so
Yeah.
you said it reads zero. So can you post a vacuum chamber that has zero pressure?
But that's what I'm saying. What's the pressure?
It's not zero. It's more than zero. You said that it's zero.
What is
So
the
can you
pressure?
Show
provide
us where is zero.
Yeah. That was your claim.
Yeah, you're saying gases are bouncing off the walls of the container.
What?
What?
Who's saying, Kimo? I think. Did you take your pill today?
So if there's pressure in that container, if there's gas in that container, there'll be pressure, right? What is that pressure?
In what container, Kimo?
You said that it's zero pressure, so can you provide a perfect vacuum in a vacuum chamber?
I'm going by the gauge.
Hmm?
I'm going by the gauge.
By the time it's finished with you, you lot will need meds, I tell you.
Like, for example, if you have a car tyre, with no pressure in it, and then you put pressure in it, that's what I'm talking about. So the car tyre has no pressure.
It have pressure.
So can you? There is
That's
no
what I'm
car
asking
tire
you.
with
If,
zero
what
pressure.
what device can you use to show there is pressure in the tyre?
You can use barometer.
A barometer how?
Why do you need to
Put
measure
the barometer inside the fucking tire?
Okay, let's see that then.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
So this is
so
your
dumb.
claim. This is
Why
your
are you
claim.
playing Chemo's game? Are you really that fucking bored?
It's his claim that there is zero pressure in a vacuum chamber, and he hasn't provided any evidence for that.
I'm going by the gauge.
What gauge? What?
Going by what?
So if I've got
Kimo, I'm gonna ask you again. Did you take your pill today?
If I've got
You're
a
losing
car
brain
tyre
cells.
and there was no pressure, if I put the gauge
If
on
you have
the
a
car...
shitty gauge, then you're gonna get shitty measurements.
Okay, so what? So that's what I'm asking then. Show me where there is
What
pressure.
gauge do you use? Do you use the pressure gauge that you
pressure
put
gauge,
the
yeah.
water? Okay, take it off the tire. What does it read?
What? Put it on the tyre, it says 0. Take it off the tyre, it says 0.
Okay, so there's no pressure nowhere. That's your claim.
In the tyre.
But there is
No,
still pressure
outside
there.
the tire.
Yeah, in
What
or
about
outside of the
outside
tyre, there is no pressure. That's right.
Yes, there is.
There is pressure. Now you're saying
You
that
do-
there's
yeah,
no
it-
pressure nowhere.
Is that gauge measuring gauge pressure or absolute pressure?
Yeah.
Well, again, absolute pressure.
You don't know the difference between absolute and gauge pressure, do you?
Absolute pressure is your atmosphere pressing down, which.
And what's gauge pressure?
Gauge is in the container, but the point is that
No, you don't know the difference, do you?
Gauge is the gas pressure in the container.
No, you don't know the difference, do you?
Yes, I just told you. Absolute pressure is your
Yeah,
atmospheric
you
pressure.
just told me that you don't know the difference between gauge and absolute pressure. Thank you. I was just checking.
Okay. So the idea is that in or outside of that tyre, there is no pressure.
There is pressure.
Well, how
When
you,
your pressure gauge reads 0, there is still air pressure in and outside that tyre.
how are you going to read it?
You need a gauge that reads absolute pressure.
Yeah, so you're supposing there is pressure in
No,
the
I'm not
atmosphere.
supposing anything.
How are you going to read it then? How are you going to read the pressure in the atmosphere?
With the right pressure gauge.
Well, let's take a look then. Let's have a look at these examples.
No.
Exactly. It's just
What
pie
do
in
you
the
mean
sky.
exactly? You haven't made the point yet.
It's pie
How
in
can
the
you say
sky.
exactly when you haven't made the point.
It's made
Earlier
up
you
nonsense.
Kimo, earlier you said that you agree that there's pressure everywhere. Now you're
No,
saying
I
that
didn't
there's
say
pressure
that.
nowhere.
Yes, you did.
You said it.
No, never.
You did.
No,
Yes,
never.
you did.
You said that you're happy with pressure being everywhere.
No,
You said
you
it.
said there's gas everywhere.
Yes, you did.
So there's gas everywhere.
No, you said pressure.
No, I never
you
said
said
pressure. So there's gas
he didn't.
everywhere.
He said gas is everywhere. Come on, don't make
No,
shit up,
no,
boys.
he said pressure.
No, I
He
asked
said
you where does the
No,
pressure
he
come
said
from?
gas is everywhere. Come on, rewind it.
Yeah, I said where does
Stop
the
making
pressure come
shit up.
from? Where does the pressure come from? That's the question.
Yeah, you said that there's pressure everywhere,
No,
and then you
there's
asked where
no
does
pressure
He
anywhere.
said there's gas everywhere.
Okay, well then there's gas everywhere.
Yeah, where does the pressure come from? You can have gas without pressure.
Is there? No, you have to have pressure when you have gas.
How do you have gas
don't.
without
As
pressure?
soon as one gas molecule bumps into another, you have pressure. So how the fuck are you having a gas without pressure?
That's
Yeah,
the pre-
can I have a citation for that, please, Chemo, that you can have
Yeah,
gas
Literally
without
the
pressure?
definition for
Yeah,
pressure.
in order to have gas pressure, you need a container.
No,
I
you
want
said
the
you
definition
have
of
gas
pressure.
without
Yeah, I'll
pressure.
get you the definition. Yeah, I'll get you the definition.
And
What,
show
a
us,
gas-
show us
a
No
gas.
gas-
problems.
Show
You-
us gas with no pressure,
Yes, you said gas with no pressure. I want a citation for that, please.
and then demonstration too.
Yeah,
while
oh
you're at
yeah,
it.
yeah. Just show
Yeah,
us.
I'm going to
You've
give
got
you
a
the
video of it,
definition
obviously.
right
I
now.
left a link. I left a link too to describe the non-thermal superthermal escape mechanisms, the photochemical escape, the sputtering escape, all of those ion charge exchange escapes. All of those are have to do with ions and magnetic fields. Polar wind escape. So yeah, and when we're talking about the atmospheric escape, you're talking about the upper atmosphere, which is highly ionized in the first place. It's how it's escaping. Right?
Okay, here's the definition for gas pressure.
No, that's not what we asked. You said you could have gas without pressure.
Yeah, because without the walls, there is no pressure. Duh.
But you said we can have gas without pressure.
Yes!
That's the citation we want.
Well, there is pressure without walls as well. It's called a bloody atmosphere. My God, where do you live?
But Chemo quite clearly stated you can have gas without pressure. And
Yeah,
I
the pressure of a gas is the force that it exerts on the walls of its container. Without those walls, there is no pressure.
No,
Yep.
you
Yep.
clearly said
Not
gas
no, yep.
without pressure.
Yeah,
Just
read
show
it.
me the walls.
Read it.
Just show me the walls. Show me the walls of
I
Earth,
never
and
claimed
I'll
there is
believe
walls.
you.
I've told you there is no atmospheric pressure.
Yeah,
well, then now you're saying gas without pressure again.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's no pressure.
Okay, so now you admit to saying it.
For goodness
It's
sakes,
not how
yes,
it
there
is.
is no atmospheric pressure. Where does the
I just
pressure
can't-
come from?
I can't think down to this level. He's too fucking dumb. Or he's trolling too hard. I'm not
He's
sure.
trolling
which.
too hard, mate. He's
Uh,
just jumping from a point to another all the time. He doesn't want to
and
stay with the
ignoring
subject.
and
Yes.
ignoring stuff that even he's come out with because he knows he can't back it up. I mean, he's just full of shit.
He have all the policies, but doesn't care.
So while you guys make up your own definitions,
we don't.
What definition? Because he's talking about the gas pressure inside of a container. Yes, it's about something that is measurable with our testing devices. Yes, okay. But when we are talking about the atmosphere, we are talking about a lot of things. You
Like
have
what?
to put Avogadro number. You have to use Boltzmann. You have to use a lot of things, Kimo.
oh, let's get the
It's not-
definition
it's
of
not-
atmospheric pressure.
It's interesting how, Chemo, you could take a jar of the air around you and then make less of it in the jar. That's the point. You're making less of the air in that jar.
So
Like you're
atmospheric
showing
pressure
that there is something in there because you're able to take something out of there.
is the weight of the atmosphere.
No one knows what
Pretty
you're on
fucking
about.
simple.
And where does the weight come from?
No one knows what I'm on about.
No, absolutely no. That's why nobody responded.
It's just you.
You get it?
Well,
That's why nobody
needed to,
responded.
because I'm stating the obvious.
Because you made no
actually.
sense.
Somebody tell
Nobody
him.
knows what. Nobody knows what. Okay, somebody tell me then. What did this idiot just say? Crickets. Thought so.
What are you talking about?
What did
I'm
Wim
looking
just
for-
say?
See, nobody knows. What are you talking about? Said Dakotas. See, there you go.
No,
I'm looking.
I'm
Come
looking.
on,
I'm
bro.
looking to-
Do us all a favor, and yourself.
I can tell you exactly what he was talking about.
What was he talking about?
He was referencing a test that I just tried to do where you take a jar, you fill it with atmospheric pressure, you go to a higher altitude, and suddenly you have less atmospheric pressure in the jar.
That's what he was
Am
saying.
I wrong?
Yeah, he's closer to.
So you take a container, you put. So what? Why are you guys talking about containers? About jars? I thought
Because
you didn't.
take a
I thought you
container,
didn't. Hang
take
on.
a
I thought you didn't
container
need
and
one.
you
I
seal
thought
it
you
in
didn't
the
need
air
one to.
around you.
Hang on. I thought you didn't
I
need one
don't
to have
need
gas
one.
pressure.
But I
Oh, you don't need one?
to
So
show
why are you using a jar
I do
then?
need one to show you that there is
Oh,
already
okay. So you
pressure.
do need one to show me
Why are
about
you
pressure.
talking?
I thought
Why are you talking?
because
I'm
you're
still
making no
talking.
sense.
Well, that's because you're talking. You could never know what I'm trying to say while you're
I
going.
do know what you were trying to say.
blah, blah,
You
blah,
were
blah,
trying to
blah,
show
blah.
me gas pressure in a container, but you can't show me gas pressure without one, which is the premise of the whole argument.
Actually, the premise of the argument is to prove that there is pressure already in the atmosphere, and by doing this little experiment,
What's an
I take
atmosphere? What's an
the
atmosphere? Hang
the
on.
air in your room around you,
Oh.
the air around you, buddy.
Hang on. Do gases have inherent shapes? You're
just take
talking
a
about a
jar and
sphere.
you
Hang on. You're
close it,
talking about
the
an
air around you.
atmosphere. Okay, so now you're talking over me. which is what you fucking
No,
whinged
actually,
about
you're
2
actually
seconds
talking
ago.
over me, and I'm not yielding the fucking
You're
floor to
talking
your
over me.
interruption.
Yeah,
And now you're
it's all about
complaining.
me.
You're a piece of shit. Really so.
Wow,
To make a
okay.
long story
Well, someone's
short, it's a lot
triggered.
easier
Someone's
to
triggered.
understand. It's a lot easier for you to
Relax.
understand.
There's
if
no
you
need to
just
be
shut your
triggered
little
and call
mouth.
people. There's no need to call people pieces of shit.
It's way
Relax.
better.
It's
That's why
okay.
I just turn you down.
It's
to let
okay.
it-
No one cares.
Violation.
Yeah, I don't have to hear him as much, so that way. I
Okay,
don't-
yeah. That sorts it all out, doesn't it?
Perfect.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck. Dude.
Timo, are
You're
you
talking
going to
about-
just mute
you're talking
me
about a
whenever
sphere-
I say
you're
stuff,
talking
or
about
are
a
you going to
sphere of
actually
gas.
mute this
You're
guy for
talking about
derailing and
an
disrupting
actual.
the conversation?
You're talking about a
'Cause you're just playing
geometrical
your goddamn
shape
troll
of the
game, and you
gas.
know it.
Right,
You're
Graham,
talking-
it's
Yeah,
a violation.
geometrical-
I'm destroying your
Timo,
premise, you idiot.
I got something to say, but I'm not going to sit here and be interrupted through the
There's
whole
a
thing.
violation.
I'm just
you
gonna
turned
turn
him
someone down because that sorts it all out.
Turn him down
Idiot.
as a violation, Graham.
The gases,
So
they
the
don't have
violation
geometry.
is interrupting me and during every single thing I say. That's a
One
violation
second,
right
one second,
there.
because
But you
he said a
still-
dumb thing.
you
The gases,
turned
they
him
don't have
down.
geometry.
What?
The gases don't have geometry.
They don't have geometric shapes inherently. No, they don't unless there's a container around them. No, dude, what the fuck? Can you
Oh
have
my
a
God.
square? Can you have a cube of gas without a cube around it? Hang on. Instead of talking in your Dracula fucking accent for a second, can you just relax?
Wow,
Can you
now you're
actually
gonna
have
just
a
sit there and
cube?
make fun of people's
What a
accents.
piece of shit.
I can do it if I like. Who gives a shit? What are you gonna cry about it?
Actually, you're supposed to have been modded by now.
Yeah.
Oh no! I talked about his
yeah, well,
accent.
everybody-
Damn.
We were having
Somebody muted me
we were-
because I had to go at his
Real
accent.
biased.
We were having a pleasant conversation, Dr.
I'm
Graham.
just triggering this
Not
little
with this guy
bitch.
talking.
This little bitch
Yeah,
Grim.
the way he's been
He's
talking
such
to
a little
everybody, it's
triggered
ridiculous.
bitch. It's so easy to trigger him and troll him.
You're literally
easy.
the only triggered person in this room.
Oh really? I'm the
grown-ass
one calling
man,
people
and you're just
fucking
talking
idiots.
like your own
You're a
crap.
grown ass man calling people fucking idiots and talking over people. Dude,
Hey, Kimo,
I'm
how about
having a
doing
go at what
more-
you were saying. You were saying
Yeah,
that it was
dude.
an atmosphere.
This is nonsense.
So a
Timo.
sphere
You're
of
gonna
gas.
allow this shit.
What do
How
you want
can you
me
have
to
a
do?
sphere of gas? It's a
We
simple
were just
question.
having a
talking
normal
about?
conversation, then you just started riding over everybody. What's supposed
he
to
didn't.
happen?
No, he didn't.
That's a lie, Chemo, and you know it.
So somehow gases can be spheres, just randomly.
Could be any shape you like.
That's
mate.
ridiculous. Any shape you like. What, without a container around them?
Yeah.
Like that was even
Yes!
that was even the important part of the conversation.
See, this is what you do.
Yes, he says.
Yeah.
Numbnuts.
You can't picture a cubic meter of air without a container.
Oh, okay, I can picture it, I can imagine it, but can I actually have it practically?
It's right next to you. Unless you're in an extremely small room. Are you in the cupboard?
What, without an actual container around it, it could just appear next to me? A cube of gas?
It's not appearing next to you. It is next to you.
You said I could visualize one. Dude, come on, you can picture one.
Yeah.
I asked for an actual
It's
practical
next to you.
cube.
They're all around you. You can just.
Okay, is it cube shaped though?
It
Is
could be any
my
shape you
premise.
like. It could be any shape you like.
Can it be cubed
Yeah.
without an actual container around it?
Yeah.
What? How?
So here's how you can tell that you
No,
actually
how?
have air
How?
pressure.
Okay,
in,
shut your
in
mouth. I'm talking to this other guy for a
in the
second.
gas
Shut your little
air
mouth.
around you that you
Farmer's
breathe.
boy, how can you have a cube of gas
Listen,
next to you
you're not going to just tell me to shut my mouth and interrupt me while I'm saying
without an
something.
actual
I
cube
waited
around
for
it?
the
How can that
pause, and now I'm
possibly be?
speaking.
Well,
Chemo,
you
dude, if you're not
interrupted
gonna
it.
do
You
something about
interrupted. I
this,
was
man,
having
this
a
is fucking
dialogue with
ridiculous.
Farmer's boy. I was having a dialogue with Farmer's boy. You interrupted. So shut your mouth. Put
No, I
yourself
didn't
on
interrupt.
mute.
You
Do us all a
stopped.
favor.
Everybody
Do
stop
us
talking
all a
for a
favor.
second. Man, shut the fuck up, you little moron. The fuck is wrong with you? Now, all you got to do is easily just take a fucking jar and trap the air that's already around you in your atmosphere or whatever you don't want to call it, but it's still the fucking air around you, you little bitch. And you trap it in there, and then you suck the air out of it through a tube with a vacuum, and then you collect that air, and then you know that
So
you
you
then
need a
had something.
container.
Therefore,
My point was there is no
had
physical
something.
container.
It
I
would
want a
prove that
cube.
there is
I want a
something in
cube
the
of
air
gas.
around you.
Hang
There
on.
is
I want
pressure.
a cube of gas with no I want a cube of gas without a container. Come on, prove it to me. Don't talk about your little jar.
I
You gotta
did
take a
that.
little
I
jar.
reversed it.
You gotta take
I
a jar.
reversed
I'm
it
not
for
talking
you.
about a jar. I want one
The
without a
gases-
jar.
did
Because
this
apparently you can have gas shapes without an actual container around them.
The gases,
So
they don't
forget
have
your jar. Forget it.
gases. They don't
I
have
want one
regular
without a container.
Gases, they don't
Farmer's
have regular
boy, where'd you go?
shapes.
I'm right
Gases
here.
Are you
have-
Farmer's boy?
Shut up. Gases don't have regular shapes.
Dracula, are you Farmer's boy?
Shut up.
No, I didn't think
Gases
so.
don't have regular
So farmer's boy.
shapes.
Okay, so they don't. So you
We
could.
using
Okay, so you can have this. You can have the
we
discussion
using
with farmer's boy then.
fractal- We using
Because you're
fractal
saying they can't have
geometry for
shapes.
something-
Make your minds up, you
Mate,
dumb
mate,
fucks.
regular shapes.
Make your mind up. You can either have one with shape or without shape. Come on.
Regular
There's got to be
shapes.
one. You guys are in disagreement with each
You can
other.
have both. You can have any shape you like.
Oh, you can have both, can you now?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. You're a fucking
What do you
joke,
know
mate.
about fractals, mate?
We're not
Have you
talking
done
about
it for
that, are we?
calculations?
Why are we going into the weeds, dude?
What weeds?
Dracula. Hey, Dracula, we're not talking about that, mate. We're talking
Yes,
about
fractals are
and
shapes.
gases have shapes without
fractals are
containers
shapes.
around them.
Yes, you can have cloud.
Clouds?
Yes, cloud is a shape.